Alright, good morning. Let's see what I gotta do today. Figured I'll listen to some radio today.
We can't take showers, can't wash our hands, can't even flush toilets. So we have been filling up our bathtubs full of water prior. It's the fourth such shut-off this year, and Bauer says this year she's lucky to have an expensive built-in generator. PG&E says power will likely be restored once the risky wildfire weather recedes, and I'm Sarah. What's Amy? You're listening to NPR News from Washington.
At WNYC in New York. David, first partly sunny today, a high of 72 degrees. New Jersey Transit's
White Plains Hospital's website. At White Plains Hospital, we have...
We're quick to play Bruce Springsteen sometimes, fun. Today is Diago.
So you got to sleep there? But then we had to get a hotel last night. Southwest blaming weather is here.
Wow, radio's awesome. This radio blows, so I'm gonna try something different. Download this app, I guess. I could pick up radio, fucking channels and shit. You know, if Verizon ever fixed their fucking services, it wouldn't take fucking 2 hours to download a fucking app. You know, 5 bars, 5G, and it just barely loads. Fucking amazing service. In the meantime, I'm gonna have a fucking muffin. Mini muffins.
Streaming support for WAMC comes from Berkshire Center for Weight Loss Surgery. of his animal handling licenses revoked before somebody or something gets
There we go.
hurt, they say. You'd think of all people, William Shatner would be comfortable going up into space, the final frontier, and he told CNN he is comfortable, but also uncomfortable. First off, there was that delay in the launch, now set for 9:30 tomorrow morning, but he's trying to be philosophical about it. What's a day with this extraordinary experience that we're about to have? To go where no 90-year-old man has gone before. The plan is for an 11-minute ride, courtesy of Jeff Bezos aboard the Blue Origin, which will launch from West Texas. Shatner says he can't wait to look into the vastness of the universe. 63, it's cloudy. We're going up to 70 in Midtown. Winds news time, 9:09.
Don't wait until it's too late or find out the hard way like I did. Heating repairs are not cheap. I called my friends over at HomeServe and they made my repairs easy and most importantly affordable. Heating season is upon us and the guys at HomeServe have you covered. Whether it's heating repairs, installs, tune-ups, or service plans, HomeServe is the only call for all your heating needs. Service plans available at 50% off the first year. HomeServe, serving more than 100,000 New Yorkers across Long Island, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. I'm one of them. Visit HomeServeNY.com today.
Lyme disease is caused by a tick bite, and it's more common than you think. If you or your child is bit by a tick, Global Lyme Alliance is here to help. Our physician referral program has assisted thousands of patients in finding the right doctors and the proper treatments. You don't have to go through it alone. GLA's peer-to-peer mentorship program will match you with a supportive mentor to help guide you through your Lyme disease journey. To donate or learn more about our patient services, visit GLA.org. That's GLA.org.
You might be having trouble finding a new car because many new dealers don't have much in stock. But in Volvo Cars Ramsey, as one of the top volume Volvo dealers in the USA, we have new Volvo vehicles available right now. In
My
fact,
God,
we have
fucking
300 new
commercials.
Volvos in stock,
Fucking
all with impressive offers, including the Volvo
annoying
S60
shit.
and XC40, the full lineup of plug-in hybrids, and the XC40 Pure Electric. Shop safely in store or online using Ramsey at home. Visit VolvoCarsRamsey.com.
Choosing what to eat this week should be as easy as choosing what to listen to. Download the Seated app, and you can explore restaurants across NYC and earn rewards for dining out at restaurants like Seymour's and Bocaria. Make restaurant reservations or order takeout with the Seated app, and you'll get up to 30% back in rewards you can spend on Amazon, Starbucks, Uber, and more. Download the Seated app today and get an extra $10 back on your first meal. Download the Seated app today and get an extra $10 back on your first meal.
News time, 9:11. Time to check traffic and transit on the ones with Karen Stewart. Well, it really is time to do that, Karen Stewart. All right, apparently we have some disagreement on this point. Let's move up and ahead to the 1010 Winds AccuWeather 4-day forecast with meteorologist Dean DeVore. Dean?
I'm not going to let you down, Lee. Good morning here. We've got some clouds around the city and some breaks of sun. The heftiest breaks of that sun in northeast Jersey and up in the Hudson Valley suburbs. So we go through the day, clouds, a few sunny breaks. These unseasonably mild temperatures continue now. The rest of the week, we'll get up to 70 to 75 today. I think the city temperatures as high as 74, maybe a little better tomorrow. And then Thursday and Friday, we're looking at upper 70s, almost approaching 80 on Friday. Very warm for mid-October with some sunshine.
Okay, nice
We're
warm
going to
Friday.
change the equation this weekend. Some showers and thunderstorms push in later in the day on Saturday. We're still in the mid-upper 70s before those showers and thunderstorms arrive, and then it cools back into the 60s on Sunday. Midtown temperature now 63. We're going up to a high of 70 to 75 with clouds, some sunny breaks the rest of today. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore on New York's weather station 1010 Winds.
Scott Shannon here. You know, fall is a great time to buy a new Mazda like the
Oh
new
my
2021
God, another
Mazda
fucking
CX-5.
commercial.
Edmonds racing near the top of the small
Fucking
SUV that has
Jesus.
power, handling, and all the tech you want. Then the new Mazda CX-9 is the 3-row SUV combining sophistication and performance. Ramsey Mazda has won the Dealer Raiders 2021 Mazda Dealer of the Year award in New Jersey for the 3rd time. Shop Ramsey Mazda to experience why. Highway 17 or RamseyMazda.com.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 23rd. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your family medicine cabinet of unused and expired prescription drugs. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. To find a collection site near you, visit
Ah, fuck that, I
DEATakeback.com.
keep all
lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts.
That's your name on it. You keep that shit.
DEATakeback.com.
Hey,
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 23rd. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your family medicine cabinet of unused and expired prescription drugs. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. To find a collection site near you, visit DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com. Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 23rd. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your family medicine cabinet of unused and expired prescription drugs. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back.
They really
To
want
find a
your
collection
drugs.
site near you, visit DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Choosing what to eat this week should be as easy as choosing what to listen to. Download the Seated app, and you can explore restaurants across NYC and earn rewards for dining out at restaurants like Seymour's and Bulgaria. Make restaurant reservations or order takeout with the Seated app, and you'll get up to 30% back in rewards you can spend on Amazon, Starbucks, Uber, and more. Download the Seated app today and get an extra $10 back on your first meal. Download the Seated app today and get an extra $10 back on your first meal.
Wednesday's time, 9:15. Miami's police chief hasn't been getting along with several city commissioners, and while he can't fire them, they can fire him. And now they have, as Lionel Moyes reports.
City manager Art Noriega released a statement saying he was suspending police chief Art Acevedo with the intent of terminating his employment, saying the relationship between the chief and the organization has become untenable, adding that Chief Acevedo is not right for this organization. Acevedo responding in an email to staff saying, quote, "I promise to continue to fight the good fight to rid MPD of the political interference from City Hall that unfortunately continues to negatively impact this organization." Acevedo was sworn in April.
Didn't help matters when Acevedo told officers that a Cuban mafia runs the Miami Police Department. He later apologized, noting that he himself is a member of the Cuban exile community. They're still cleaning up that big oil spill from a pipeline off Southern California, but the lawyers are all over it already. The first lawsuit was filed within 48 hours of the spill, and there could be more than civil action. Rob Bonta is California's Attorney General.
Today, I'm announcing that the California Department of Justice is investigating the oil spill off the coast of Huntington Beach. Our investigation will determine the facts and who is ultimately responsible. If our laws were violated, we will hold those responsible accountable.
Several federal agencies are also investigating the cause of the spill, whether the pipeline operators responded properly and whether criminal charges might be warranted. Facebook's oversight board has set up a meeting with a former employee turned whistleblower who Felicia arranged to meet the board in a public place.
It's been more than a week since former Facebook data scientist Frances Haugen went public with her accusations on 60 Minutes.
The version of Facebook that exists today is tearing our societies apart.
Yo, that bitch is planted by Facebook.
After that appearance and after her Senate testimony, Facebook Oversight Board officials say they'll meet with Haugen in the coming weeks. The Oversight Board has been characterized as independent of corporate management to deal with tough issues involving the social media site. The announcement comes a day after Facebook announced new safety controls for teens.
Correspondent Peter King. If you're fully vaccinated, you can now go to a restaurant or a bar in Sydney. Well, you could if they'd let you into Australia, which they probably won't. People in neighboring Queensland aren't even allowed into New South Wales. Sydney is coming off a 4-month police state-level lockdown. Now that 74% of adults are fully vaccinated, the unvaccinated must remain at home until at least December 1st. The Netflix show Squid Game is such a hit that people here and elsewhere apparently want to learn Korean now. Duolingo, a language learning app, reports a 40% increase in the users signing up to learn Korean in the U.S. and in the U.K. the increase is 76%. It's not all about Squid Game. Korean music, film, and other TV shows also have impact around the world. Not to mention all those Korean cat videos on YouTube featuring the likes of Monji, Bonji, Yuji, and Yoji.
Fuck.
Duolingo
I mean, I'm watching the Squid
is
Games with my
fastest
daughter.
growing language
She fucking loves it.
Hindi, which has half a
Good
billion
show.
speakers around the world. It's the world's second most widely spoken language after Mandarin. If you've ever played or even watched soccer, or football as it's known in the rest of the world, you know the objective is to score goals, and Kevin Hubble of Benzie Central High in Michigan understands that better than most people. He scored 16 goals in one game a couple of weeks ago, setting a state record. Kevin was so effective the game had to be called at halftime with the score 17-0. Lots of accolades for Kevin, of course, but not from the coach of the opposing team, who says to go after a personal record like that at the cost of another team's dignity was a little uncalled for. Soccer, he says, is not the right place for that. Wins News Time 9:19.
What? That's the fucking point of the game, you idiots. Who the fuck about dignity? They suck that bad and they fucking should get beaten down.
At restaurants like Seymour's and Bulgaria. Make restaurant reservations or order takeout with the Seated app, and you'll get up to 30%
Everyone's so
back in
fucking
rewards you can
sensitive.
spend on Amazon, Starbucks, Uber, and more. Download the Seated app today and get an extra $10 back on your first meal. Download the Seated app today and get an extra $10 back on your first meal.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 23rd. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your family medicine cabinet of unused and expired prescription drugs. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. To find a collection site near you, visit DEATakeback.com. Do your part to loan.
This is 10-10 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. Good morning, 63 degrees at 9:20. It's Tuesday, October 12th. I'm Lee Harris. Here's what's happening. You should learn Gabby Petito's cause of death today. The coroner in Wyoming who performed the autopsy will make the announcement. In the Bronx, a man who tried to snatch a 3-year-old girl from her grandmother is under arrest. The girl is safe. John Gruden's out as coach of the Las Vegas Raiders following discovery of some racist and homophobic emails he sent over the years. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy and his Republican challenger Jack Ciattarelli meet for their second debate tonight at Rowan University. Superman's son joins the list of superheroes coming out. Sports, Ravens beat the Colts in overtime on Monday Night Football. The Red Sox eliminated the Rays in the ALDS. The Braves and the Giants go up 2-1 in the National League. 10-10 Wins AccuWeather. Clouds breaking for some sun today, a high of 70 and maybe a bit warmer inland. Wins News Time, 9:21. Traffic and transit on the ones. And Karen Stewart. Maybe. And maybe not. Moving along.
Schweiger Dermatology Group offers comprehensive dermatology care with over 30 locations in the tri-state area. Book your appointment today at schweigerderm.com or call 844-DERM-DOC. That's 844-DERM-DOC.
We know that Gabby Petito's death has been ruled a homicide, but the actual cause of her death has not been released, and that will happen today, as Glenn Schuck reports. Glenn?
The FBI found Gabby Petito's remains in Wyoming back in September 19th at the campground at Teton National Park. That preliminary autopsy then led to the ruling that her death was a homicide. So today we'll get more details of this final autopsy report, the cause of Gabby's death and when she died, from Brent Blue, who's the coroner in Teton, Wyoming, who'll provide details via Zoom at the conference with media. Now, as for Brian Laundrie, the 23-year-old who is still missing, it was 4 weeks ago today. His parents say he left their home in Florida to go for a hike in a reserve. They didn't report him missing until 3 days later. Again, the search for him continues. Glenn Schuck, 10-10 Wins, here in Midtown.
Well, the parents fucking knew. They fucking, he knew he was going to run.
He succeeded in doing that, but fortunately didn't get far.
It doesn't get more frightening than this. The grandmother was walking with 3 kids towards the intersection of East Tremont and Baisley Avenues in the Schuylerville section. Furman Becerro, who works at the corner gas station, wanted to shock as some guy grabbed the little girl, wrapped her in a blanket he had, and took off. And the grandmother started screaming, my girl, he's taking my girl. Becerro and a bunch of other people went after this guy who let go of the girl and ran off. Do you feel a bit like a hero? Yeah, because I will do it anytime. Roger Stern, 10-10 Wins, in the Schuylerville section of the Bronx.
Under arrest, 27-year-old Santiago Salcedo is charged with kidnapping, attempted kidnapping, unlawful imprisonment, and endangering the welfare of a child. woman was walking into her apartment building in Bed-Stuy around 4:45 yesterday morning when a man came up behind her, pulled a knife on her, and forced her to take him to her apartment where he sexually assaulted her. The victim was hospitalized. Cops are still looking for the attacker. This happened near the corner of Malcolm X Boulevard and Kosciuszko Street in Bed-Stuy. A correction officer at Rikers is accused of smuggling in a razor blade for an inmate. Another officer says he saw Travis Sims make Sims was suspended. He'd been working city jails for about 5 years. The 16-year-old girl went from Manhattan to Queens yesterday through the subway, only she didn't bother getting on a train. She walked through the subway tunnel to get where she was going. Cops grabbed her at the Queensbridge station. They say this girl has psychiatric problems. There's a deal to raise the debt limit, but it hasn't actually been raised yet. That would require a vote in the House, which is scheduled for today, as Andy Field reports.
It's a horrible idea.
Just as they did in the Senate, the House is expected to pass the debt limit on a straight party vote. All Democrats voting yes, Republicans no. And it's just a 2-month Band-Aid that falls off in December when Congress must do it again. Next time, Republicans could force the Democrats to raise the payback the debt limit through a more complex and limiting reconciliation spending bill.
With the objective being to have the Democrats raise the debt limit by themselves, so Republicans can then campaign against them for having done that. Kim Jong-un has declared war on war itself, but his intentions are not quite as peaceful as they might sound, as Alex Jensen reports from Seoul.
Kim insists that the horrific history of conflicts on the Korean peninsula shouldn't be repeated, but he also calls the US and South Korea hostile forces, claiming both of them have been raising military threats against the North. And the main point seems to be justification for boosting the North's own military capabilities as the country continues to ignore global sanctions by pursuing its nuclear weapon plans.
And Kim, in classic Soviet style, was shown walking a red carpet inspecting big missiles mounted on trucks as fighter jets flew overhead in formation. 63 degrees. It's cloudy in New York, and we're going up to 70 in Midtown today. Wednesday news time, 9:26.
I mean, honestly, if you got fucking South Korea and the U.S. fucking telling you what to do, hell yeah, you're gonna fucking arm up. But fucking... what's it called? I see North Korea's fucking side. How are you gonna have other countries tell you what to do? Like that's a little bullshit. I mean, if other countries could have nuclear weapons and nuclear power and shit like that, why can't they? I mean, granted they might use it, for bad intentions, but who are you to judge? Who are you to say?
Steve Bodor, 1010 wins. Now the Allergy Alert forecast sponsored by ENT and Allergy Associates. Book online anytime or call them today. You'll see them today. Today's outlook is low with ragweed, Pronone, and pollen.
1010 wins is now available in Spanish.
Fucking Spanish.
Noticias, your neighborhood, your world, the stories that matter to you. Get it today at 1010winsnoticias.com.
Hi, it's Dr. Dave Choksi with an update about COVID-19 booster shots. Let's talk about who, when, and how. Pfizer booster shots are now available for people 65 or older, people who live in nursing homes, adults with an underlying medical condition like diabetes, and adults at higher risk because of their jobs, like healthcare workers. If you were in one of these groups and received your second Pfizer dose at least 6 months ago, you can receive your booster shot now. If you received a Moderna or Johnson & Johnson vaccine, stay tuned for more information about...
No, it's funny. They keep pushing the vaccines when your own immunity is better than that shit. And it's been proven because all the fucking few Pfizer fucking scientists came out about that shit. It says none's better than your own immunity.
You don't need a doctor's note or other proof of eligibility. You just need your vaccine card. All COVID-19 vaccines are still free and available regardless of immigration status. Finally, remember that your first dose is even more important than your third dose. If you haven't taken that first shot,
it's gonna be a fourth, a fifth, a sixth.
Seasons change, but your health looks the same.
Never
no worries. Your local Certapro painters are ready to give your home a refreshing color change.
Delta variant now? It would be like an Echo fucking variant.
Expert service you can count on to repair, renew, and repaint your home the way you want it. Stop staring at the same old walls and make them new again. Starting with a free estimate at Certapro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each Certapro painter business is independently owned and operated.
Creamy nut butter makes it delightfully sweet. Roasted nuts make it perfectly salty. Get two great tastes in one delicious bar. Enjoy a Nature Valley sweet and salty nut bar today.
The opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange is sponsored by Ray Gazina, Jaguar, and Land Rover. Begin your next adventure in a luxury SUV. Ray Gazina, Jaguar, Land Rover in Edison. Waze News Time, 9:30.
There's the opening bell on Wall Street. S&P futures were 11 points higher. Right now, the Dow Industrials are ahead 75. Locking into 10-10 wins for Bloomberg Money Watch reports that 56 and 26 passed every hour. I'm Steve Bodas for 10-10 wins.
Good morning, I'm Susan Richard. The Raiders head coach has resigned over emails that were said to be homophobic, misogynistic, and racist. And apparently, this has been going on for a while. Let's get the story from our Mark Renee.
Yes, Susan, part of the investigation into Washington football team owner Dan Snyder uncovered those emails going back 10 years. Wall Street Journal Friday had reported Gruden used a racist trope to describe the Head Players Association. Then last night, the New York Times reported the coach, among other offenses, directed a homophobic slur at Commissioner Roger Goodell and sent topless photos of cheerleaders. At that point, it became clear to John Gruden that his time as the Raiders coach was over. My understanding was this was a conclusion that John Gruden came to himself. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero breaking the news that Gruden had stepped down in the 4th season of a 10-year contract. The coach in a statement saying he loves the Raiders and doesn't want to be a distraction. Mark Renee, 10-10 Wins Sports.
Quick news time, 9:31. Time for traffic and transit. Here's Sue Aller.
Going to start off at Richardson Tunnel. We're looking at a 30-minute delay at the inbound side of the North Washington Bridge, but outbound a 1-hour delay, really heavy from the Cross-Bronx Expressway approach. Delays go all the way back to the Bronx interchange. And we're still at 45 at the inbound Lincoln and Holland Tunnel. Queensbound RFK Triborough Bridge, we have construction taking out the right lane, and in Queens, the Van Wyck is slammed both ways right around Atlantic Avenue with repair work. In Brooklyn, the BQE stop and go in both directions by the Brooklyn Bridge. In New Jersey, northbound in the truck lanes by interchange 13A, Newark Airport, an accident, and northbound Garden State Parkway at exit 149, there's a stall. Eastbound 280, a flipped over dump truck. Everything is shut down. This is right by New Road in Parsippany, exit 1W, and finally westbound on Route 3 near the Garden State Parkway, there's a crash. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. Westbound LAE slows down at Glen Cove Road, westbound Southern and Northern. You have delays by the Wandsworth Parkway. This report is sponsored by Swiger Dermatology Group. I'm Sue Aller. Our next report at 9:31 on 10-10 Wins. Need after represent Asheville Mines.
After my car crash, I called the Barnes firm. Best call I could have made.
I'm Rich Barnes. How much is your case worth? You might be surprised. Call now and let us help you get the best result
Manhattan, Long Island.
Now your 10-10 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Meteorologist Dean DeVore.
Today's one of those days, Susan, you'd put 5 meteorologists in the room and they may argue about how to describe the sky cover. It's not going to be particularly totally sunny or totally cloudy, somewhere in between clouds and sunny breaks. But one thing we'll all agree on is that it's certainly warmer than average for this time of year. Average highs in the mid-60s, will be up to 70 in the city, as high as 75 in some of the inland suburbs. Mild again tonight, down the 50s, low 60s. A little bit warmer tomorrow, we get us up to 74, and then the warmest
days with dryness are Thursday and Friday. Upper 70s, maybe even pushing to near 80 city and inland spots on Friday. Still in the upper 70s Saturday before some showers and thunderstorms catch up and bring us back down to the 60s for Sunday. 63 in the city, mainly cloudy skies going up to a high between 70 and 75. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Steve DeVore on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds.
Reset your metabolism and lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days with NJ Diet. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no prepackaged foods, and no surgery. Go to njdiet.com or call 855-5NJ-DIET. Wednesday News Time 9:34 at the Church of St. Francis of Assisi near Times Square. A memorial mass was held for Maria Ambrosio, the nurse who died from injuries suffered when she was knocked to the ground by an alleged purse snatcher who was fleeing from police at the time. The Philippine consulate, which organized the mass, released a statement calling for more police protection for the Asian community, along with mental health resources for the homeless. Consul General Elmer Cato reiterated that in his remarks at the service.
Good evening was taken away from us in an unfortunate incident that could have probably been avoided had the streets of New York been made safer.
While speaking live this morning on 1010 Winds, I asked Police Commissioner Dermot Shea specifically to respond to that. He said too many criminals are getting a get-out-of-jail card, including the suspect in that case.
He was arrested 3 weeks earlier and released on his own recognizance. I mean, you're making my point for me, essentially, Susan. It's a combination of you got to have the cops, you got to have them in the right spots, but when we make these arrests and we're making them over and over again, you have to have consequences for the people that are committing these crimes.
Well, we'll have the full interview up at 1010 Winds.
Fucking letting everyone out.
The final debate in the governor's race in New Jersey is tonight. Phil Murphy and Jack Chitterelli to face off at 8 p.m. at Rowan University. You can watch on New Jersey's PBS stations as well as on YouTube and on the Rowan website. Taxes, the COVID response, and abortion are expected to be among the hot topics. The son of Superman comes out. Correspondent Matt Piper with the story.
DC Comics says the new Superman will come out as bisexual. John Kent, son of Clark Kent, will begin a relationship with reporter Jay Nakamura. Writer Tom Taylor says, "I've always said everyone needs heroes, and everyone deserves to see themselves in their heroes, and I'm very grateful DC and Warner Brothers share this idea." It released from Son of Kal-El #5. The comic shows the two men kissing.
Well, the new Superman is now the first. Batman sidekick Robin is being written as bisexual, and the new comic stars a gay black man being positioned to become the new Aquaman. 63 degrees, it is cloudy.
Now Aquaman is black.
North at 8, 63. We're heading up to a partly
Black people can't swim. How the fuck is he gonna be Aquaman?
Wednesday News Time 9:36. The Dave Chappelle controversy gets 3 people at Netflix suspended. We'll tell you why in 1010 Winds Entertainment next.
Introducing the latest innovation in water technology. New Navier lawn-mowing offers 4 unique experiences to tackle. Designed to verify.
Swim, people got nothing else to do. Like fucking gay characters in places that shouldn't be anything like that. Change fucking colors and races. For absolutely no fucking reason. For many fucking years, Aquaman was fucking white. Now all of a sudden he's black. What the fuck?
Groups and advocates over his latest Netflix special, The Closer, with some calling for the streaming service to close The Closer, but that's not happening. Variety reveals that Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos sent a memo to employees Friday saying Netflix would not be removing the show. He says they don't allow titles on Netflix that are designed to incite hate or violence, and they don't believe the closer crosses that line. He acknowledges that these are hard and uncomfortable issues, that Netflix supports creative freedom and inclusion. But wait, there's more. The New York Times is reporting that Netflix recently suspended 3 employees, including one who is transgender, for criticizing the Chappelle special. The Times says this was because they attended a virtual business meeting of top executives that they had not been invited to. Ariana Grande is teaming up with online therapy provider BetterHelp to give away $5 million in free therapy to fans. This comes in conjunction with World Mental Health Day. She tweeted about it and posted a link where you can find out. On NBC's The Voice, a tough choice for Ariana. In fact, spoiler alert, when Katie Brady and Bella Napoli did Barbra Streisand and Donna Summer's Enough is Enough, she loved them both and said she loves the song, which her mom used to sing all the time. Well, she ended up choosing Katie, but then she used her save button to keep Bella on her team. Wednesday News Time, 9:39.
Hey everybody, this is Boomer Esiason, and I'm here to tell you all about United Healthcare and their Oxford products. They've served me well now for over 25 years, and I've been very happy with the coverage that I've received. In fact, they're not only my insurance carrier, United Healthcare also supports my foundation and our quest to find a cure for cystic fibrosis. You know, when you play pro football, you learn pretty fast that you can't win without teammates you can rely on. Well, the same is true of your health plan. That's why Oxford plans from United Healthcare include all kinds of support for your employees, like wellness programs that reward them for getting active, like $0 copays for 24/7 virtual care and access to thousands of local behavioral health providers available virtually or in person. Care for your employees and savings for you? Yeah, they have that. Check out Oxford now with more ways to help your employees and bottom line stay healthier. Contact your broker or visit uhc.com/Oxford to learn more.
Oxford Insurance products are underwritten by Oxford Health Insurance Inc. The station you know, the people you trust. 1010 Wins.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. 63 degrees. It is 9:40 on this Tuesday, October 12th. I'm Susan Richard, and here's what's happening. 2:30 this afternoon, that's when the coroner in Wyoming is set to reveal the autopsy results for Gabby Petito. Southwest Airlines cancels more flights. We'll get the latest from LaGloria. 2 people flashed early this morning at the 63rd Street and Lexington Avenue subway stop. The legal fight over the vaccine mandate for city school teachers heads back to court today. And 21st century technology helps to reveal a hidden 20th century piece of art. We'll explain. In sports, the Ravens rallied to beat the Colts in overtime in Monday Night Football. Red Sox eliminated the Rays in the ALDS. The Braves and Giants go up 2-1 in the National League. 1010 Wins AccuWeather's good. Some sunshine today, 70 degrees. Waiting news time, 9:41. Let's get traffic and transit with Sue Aller.
We're still looking at a 60-minute delay to the outbound side of the George Washington Bridge. Really heavy from the Cross Bronx Expressway approach. Delays go all the way back to the Bruckner Interchange. On the inbound side, you're looking at 30. Here's what you need to know about the rest of the bridges and tunnels. Still 30 to 45 of the inbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels. The Queensbound RFK Triborough Bridge, really slow as well because of right lane construction. Southbound on the FDR Drive, that's stop and go from the RFK Bridge all the way down to the 70s. It's a slow ride as well because of repair work both ways on the Thronsneck Bridge, so you might want to go with the Whitestone Bridge. That's a better choice. In Queens, the Van Wyck stop and go both ways by Atlantic Avenue because of repair work on the southbound side. And we do have delays in Brooklyn on the BQE, just jam-packed by the Brooklyn Bridge both ways. In New Jersey, northbound on the Garden State Parkway at exit 149, a breakdown. It's off to the shoulder, though. Eastbound 280, flipped over, dump truck. Everything is shut down and detoured. And this is right at exit 1W. That's in Parsippany. Route 3 westbound near the Garden State Parkway in Clifton, you got a crash and delays on the PATH trains both ways, Journal Square to 33rd Street and Hoboken to 33rd Street. I'm Sue Eller. Next report at 9:51 on 1010 Wins.
Today's the day we find out how Gabby Petito died. We'll hear from the coroner in Wyoming who did the autopsy. This is her fiancé is still nowhere to be found. Let's get the latest from our Glenn Schuck.
Dr. Brent Blue is the coroner of Teton County, Wyoming. He'll speak via Zoom conference with reporters this afternoon, and we're told we'll take a brief number of questions after. Expected to release autopsy findings, the cause of Gabby's death, and the official identification. Her body was found September 19th near Grand Teton National Park. The Petito family then held a memorial service on Long Island for Gabby on September 26th. As for Brian Laundrie, he's now been missing for 4 weeks. It was on September 14th, he told his parents in Florida he was going hiking in a nearby reserve and disappeared. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, here in Midtown.
Well, the coroner's news conference is at 2:30 this afternoon. You will hear that live on 1010 Wins. What is up with Southwest Airlines? They canceled more flights yesterday following the chaos over the weekend. Our Sam Liebman's been talking to folks at LaGuardia.
This morning, a lot of those people whose flights were canceled this weekend returning, like Lara.
They didn't text me till the middle of the night, and because I was going from here to Denver, the way I thought it was the Denver to Phoenix portion that was canceled, and I thought, oh, I'll just get there, they'll put me on something else. But when I got here, there was tons of people that were canceled.
She had to pay for 2 extra rides to and from the airport. This after Southwest blamed weather and air traffic control problems that seem to only affect Southwest. It's suspected, rather, that this is a coordinated work slowdown by the pilots' unions in response to the company's recent vaccine mandate announcement. Christy and John, trying to get back to California, say they had no patience for it.
They think they're being stupid and too bad. Take the freaking shot. Like, I'm super pissed.
Yeah.
They better not.
Everybody just has to suck it up.
Who the fuck are you to tell somebody to take a shot?
However, blames
They don't want to take a shot, they're not going to take a
scheduling
fucking shot.
system for the problems. Samantha Liebman, 1010 Wins at LaGuardia Airport.
More violence in the subway. 2 men were slashed during a robbery this morning at the 63rd Street and Lexington Avenue station. That was 2:30 in the morning. Both victims taken to Mount Sinai for cuts on their hands. The suspect took off on a downtown Q train and has yet to be caught. 63 degrees, it's cloudy. We're headed up to a partly sunny 70 in Central Park. Looks like the legal fight over the vaccine mandate for city school teachers is not yet over. We'll have that coming up.
30 years ago this fall, a law professor named Anita Hill testified about sexual harassment at Clarence Thomas's Supreme Court confirmation hearings. Now, Because of Anita tells the real story of what happened and what's changed. You'll hear from journalists, witnesses, and activists, and listen in on the first public conversation between Professor Hill and Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. That's Because of Anita, a production of Pineapple Street Studios and The Meteor. Out now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Taking on cancer takes physicians and family, science and support, treatments and trust. At Catholic Health Cancer Institute, we treat the whole person with the most advanced medicine and comprehensive nutritional, social.
You know, I find that a little bullshit. These pilots work for fucking hours. They don't go home. They barely go home. And fucking now they're forcing them to take it. How about the fucking White House mandate their own fucking people to take the goddamn shot? How about that first? Instead of fucking mandating everyone else. The world is as backwards.
Employees of the nation's largest school district. A few thousand, about 5% of employees, refused and were placed on unpaid leave, though they can return if they change their mind and receive a first dose. Michael Caine and 9 other educators, who all said their sincerely held religious beliefs compel them to forego the vaccine, are seeking an injunction. They've called the policy reckless, senseless, and a violation of their constitutional rights.
Well, the city's called it lawful, and so far the courts have agreed. 1 week after the state mandate took effect here in New York, it's still not clear exactly how many MTA employees have gotten their shot.
The agency says it's 64.6%, which would mean some 23,000 workers would have to get tested or they're off the job. That could lead to service disruptions due to staffing shortages. Meantime, a spokesperson tells the Daily News the actual number is more like 75%. See, part of the problem is that only MTA workers who get vaccinated at an agency or state facility get automatically counted. Everyone else must show proof through an online portal. A high-level move against mandates in Texas. Here's correspondent Doug Dunbar.
Governor Abbott signed a new executive order. This exempts people from COVID vaccine mandates across the state. Texans can claim personal religious beliefs or medical reasons to avoid getting the shot. And people who've had or recovered from COVID-19, he says, also qualify for an exemption. The order applies to all entities in Texas, protects both employees and customers of businesses. Governor Abbott also has added it to the Texas legislature's special session agenda as well.
Well, that could fly in the face of the Biden administration, which is set to issue rules requiring employers with more than 100 workers to be vaccinated or be subject to mandatory weekly testing for COVID. Several major companies, including the Texas-based American and Southwest Airlines, have said they will abide by the federal mandate. The FDA's advisory panel meets this week to consider granting emergency use authorization for the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson booster shots. Alex Tin has more on that.
After that meeting, the FDA will probably come up with some formal authorization for how that will work out. We're expecting a CDC meeting by the end of this month that will sort out those recommendations, which could mean that booster shots for all Americans, not just Pfizer recipients, could be recommended probably by the beginning of next month.
According to the CDC, as of last Saturday, more than 7 million Americans had gotten the Pfizer booster shot. Jury selection begins today in the trial of a one-time associate of Rudy Giuliani. Soviet-born Florida-based businessman Lev Parnas is accused of making unlawful campaign donations, some of which overlapped with Giuliani's quest in Ukraine to unearth information that could damage then presidential candidate Joe Biden. Parnas and a co-defendant have both pleaded not guilty. We're still more than 2 weeks away from Halloween, but if you want your holiday gifts to arrive on time, don't wait till Black Friday. Get going now. Daria Albinger explains why.
Haven't started your holiday shopping yet? You may need to deliver those Christmas or Hanukkah packages in person. The Postal Service is out with its mailing deadlines, and the first one is just around the corner. It's November 6th. For retail ground service, yep, that's just a week after Halloween. It's due to changes that the USPS is making in order to save money and be more competitive. It also slows things down a bit.
The fastest option is still Priority Express, but it's a day earlier this year, December 23rd. When News at 9:51, let's get traffic and transit from Sue Aller.
Imminent delays at the outbound side of the George Washington Bridge. Just bumper to bumper delays from the Cross-Run Expressway approach. Delays go all the way back to the Bruckner Interchange. Traffic sponsored by Jack Pocket. It's about a 30-minute delay on the inbound side and 45 of both the inbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels. Queensbound RFK Triborough Bridge construction on the span and just real slow with repair work both ways at the Throgs Neck Bridge. In New Jersey, eastbound 280 at exit 1W, a flipped over dump truck. Everything is shut down and detoured. You definitely want to avoid this. You're off on the shoulder right now. That's how you're getting by. This is right at exit 1W in Parsippany, westbound Route 3 by the Garden State Parkway in Clifton. You got another crash. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. The southern and the northern, they will slow down right around the Wantagh Parkway, and westbound on the LIE, you do have delays into Glen Cove Road. Jack Pocket lets you play official lottery games on your phone. Use code RADIO for a free Mega Millions or Powerball ticket. You must be 18 or older to play. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-HOPE-NY. Please visit jackpocket.com/TOS for full terms of service. I'm Sue Eller. Our next report at 10:01 on 1010 Wins.
Turns out algorithms aren't just for your Instagram feed. We'll have that story coming up. First, let's get your 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast. The meteorologist, Dean DeVore.
We're trying to get the cloud algorithm to give us a little more sun. I mean, it's a nice morning. It's mainly cloudy. You're looking up in the sky and seeing a little bit of some cracks in the clouds around the city, a little bit of blue here or there. There's definitely more sun out in some of the areas just to the north and west at this hour. And as we go through the rest of the day, Susan, clouds, some sunny breaks with temperatures getting up to around 70 in the city, as high as 75 in some of the inland suburbs. Tonight's lows still mild, low 60s in the city, mid 50s in the suburbs, a little bit warmer tomorrow, high 74. Thursday and Friday, quite warm with some sunshine, upper 70s. approaching 80 on Friday, and it's still warming
Nice
up into the
fall
upper 70s
season.
Saturday before some showers and thunderstorms arrive. It'll bring us back into the 60s on Sunday. Midtown temperature, even with the mainly cloudy skies, at 63. We're going up to a high of 70 to as high as 75. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore, New York's weather station, 1010 Winds.
A new use for artificial intelligence, finishing a masterpiece in progress. Vicki Barker has the story.
Beethoven's 10th Symphony. He died, leaving only a few sketches for the work.
We trained the AI with the music of Ludwig van Beethoven, but also with music that we knew he knew, Mozart, Haydn, and other contemporaries. And then we presented it with the sketches that Beethoven wrote in his sketchbook.
AI expert Matthias Röder isn't saying this is what Beethoven would have composed.
We are saying this is one plausible version that Beethoven could have composed.
It's just had its world premiere 194 years after its composer's death.
Both artificial intelligence and 3D printing have been used to reveal a painting beneath a painting by Picasso. It's a nude portrait of a woman that Picasso painted over while creating the work The Blind Man's Meal in 1903. The outline of the image was discovered by the company Oxia Palace, which then used the new technology to finish off the image in Picasso style and print it. A Long Island man's in hot water for housing some wild animals in unsafe conditions in his garage in East Rockaway. Apparently, Larry Wallach has a license, but the USDA says he was inappropriately keeping a sloth and a wallaby in an indoor enclosure from which they could easily escape. In May, he was cited after he posted a video on Facebook with a tiger cub roughhousing his dog. Lawmakers head back to the Hill today to finalize that last-minute deal to make sure the government can pay its bills. Here's Alex Prussia.
The House returns from recess Tuesday to vote on a bill that would temporarily raise the debt limit and avert a default at least until December. That vote expected to take place in the evening and expected to pass along party lines, where it will then head to President Biden's desk for a signature. The House will return to its recess following that vote Tuesday and is expected not to return back to Washington until Tuesday, October 19th.
That's when the infrastructure and social policy bills will be back on the table. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said Halloween Day, October 31st, as the new deadline for getting those through. Wednesday News Time, 9:55.
Fuck Pelosi.
It's the wrong time to catch the flu, so it's the right time for a flu shot. Flu shots are safe, easy, and available all over the city. Come on, New York, let's roll up our sleeves again. It's time to get a flu shot. To find out where you can get a flu shot, visit nyc.gov/flu or call 311.
Is spiking again, and it's just not clear how to keep your family safe. Fever is the leading symptom of COVID, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Winds, sponsored by Sloman's Home Security. And here's Steve Potus.
Well, Susan, a big buyout may be in the works. Bloomberg has learned that drug maker GlaxoSmithKline is informally fielding buyer interest in its consumer products business. That includes such well-known brands as Advil, Chapstick, Excedrin, Sensodyne, toothpaste, Theraflu, and Tums. And we're talking about a deal that could be worth more than $54 billion. The sale would make sense for Glaxo, which has been in the process of splitting its pharmaceutical and consumer businesses. Now, small business owners have had enough of labor shortages and supply chain issues. Optimism among operators has declined to the lowest level since March. According to the National Federation of Independent Business, the number of owners who think conditions will improve over the next 6 months fell to the lowest level since the end of 2012. On Wall Street, kind of a roller coaster. Right now, we're heading up with the Dow gaining 51 points. NASDAQ ahead 10, S&P higher by 3. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Steve Potus for 1010 Winds.
Hey, Winds family, if you heat your home with oil, you must hear this message. Larry Mullins here. Low-price home heating oil is now available to 1010 Winds listeners at a fixed price that you can save hundreds of dollars a year on your home heating bill. If you think you're paying too much to heat your home, then pick up your phone and dial 866-OIL-DEAL right now to see how much you, a loyal 1010 Winds listener, can save on heating oil. The Home Heating Oil Service Center is staffed 24/7 and mechanics are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to ensure your family is never left in the cold. Just dial 866-OIL-DEAL. That's 866-OIL-DEAL. The heating oil line is now open for 1010 Wins listeners. Think you're paying too much for your home heating oil service? Call the home heating oil line now to see how much you can save on home heating costs this winter. Don't wait. There's no reason to pay too much for home heating oil. You can get the best service, 24-hour mechanics, and a low flat rate for this home heating season guaranteed. So call now, 866-OIL-DEAL. That's 866-OIL-DEAL.
For eligible individuals, 18 or older only. Not available in Oregon or West Virginia. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With hearing aids from Lively, everything is done remotely in the comfort of your home, from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. With Lively, you get premium Bluetooth-enabled hearing aids at thousands less than you might expect. The best hearing aid technology is now affordable and convenient. Your hearing aids are sent right to your door, and if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments. 7 days a week, no charge. Aw, you people at Lively are wonderful. With Lively hearing aids, you get free shipping, 3 years of follow-up care included free, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage. You can't lose. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Now get $100 off your hearing aids when you go to listenlively.com/radio. That's listenlively.com/radio. listenlively.com/radio.
WINS, WINS HD, WNAW HD3 New York.
An Odyssey station. 1010 Wins AccuWeather looks good. Clouds breaking for some sun today. We'll get up to 70 in the city, 75 in some of the suburbs. A mild night tonight, clouds with patches of fog, 62 in town, mid-50s in the burbs. And then tomorrow, clouds and sun and warmer with a high of 74. It's 64 and mostly cloudy now. Humidity 80%. Winds are east at 7. More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Sharon Barnes-Waters is our service aide. Julie Vaughn's the writer. Justin Schrager at the editor's desk. I'm Susan Richards.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins, New York.
Good morning. We have some clouds right now and 64 degrees at 10 o'clock. I'm Bridget Quinn. Here's what's happening. Today is the day the family of Gabby Petito gets to the coroner out west is releasing his autopsy report. Glenn Chuck coming up. A group of New York City teachers is back in court in New York to fight for religious exemptions to the vaccine mandate. A subway splashing on the Upper East Side. Aladdin reopens on Broadway tonight, and a half hour into the open, the Dow down 18 points. AccuWeather, well, summertime again, some breaks of sun with the high up around 70 degrees. Wednesday time 10:01, that's time for traffic and transit, and good morning, Sue Aller.
Good morning, Bridget. Let's start off in the Bronx. Southbound on the Bruckner Jam into Hunts Point Avenue, and this is all because of White Lake construction getting cleaned. It's a stop and go ride in both directions on the Van Wyck by Atlantic Avenue because of repair work. The Grand Central closed down both ways. More construction by the Kew Gardens Interchange. And it's just a stop and go ride on the BQE in Brooklyn by the Brooklyn Bridge both ways. Eastbound, you're hitting those brakes beginning right around the Verrazano Bridge, and on the westbound side, the stop and go delays begin at the LIE. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Inbound George Washington Bridge, 30 minutes. 60 minutes on the outbound side to both levels. Inbound Lincoln and Holland still seeing a 45-minute delay. You're heavy both ways on the Throg Neck Bridge, and in New Jersey, eastbound 280 and exit 1W New Road in Parsippany, a flipped over dump truck. Everything is blocked. You're only getting by on the shoulder. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. Looking good on the northern to southern, sluggish both ways by Wanta Avenue and westbound LIE. Slows down into Glen Cove Road. Traffic sponsored by Borough from the North Country. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones and breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Sue Aller on 1010 Wins.
Broadway is coming back as a new musical from celebrated playwright Connor McPherson features the songs of Bob Dylan as you've never heard them before.
Fucking commercial.
From the North Country, critics are calling it a portrait of desire and a vision of hope. On sale now.
Tuesday morning, the family of Gabby Petito today gets the news they never wanted to get: how Gabby died and when. The coroner out west who did the autopsy releases the report this afternoon. Here's 1010 Wins reporter Glenn Schuck.
It was the FBI who determined that Gabby Petito's death was a homicide. Today we should learn the cause of her death as autopsy results being released by the Teton County, Wyoming coroner, Dr. Brent Blue. will be holding a Zoom conference with reporters this afternoon. We're told after that he will take just a few questions from the media. Gabby Petito's remains were discovered back on September 19th in a forest that runs along Grand Teton National Park. Her family held a funeral service for her, you'll recall, on Long Island, September 26th. Now this is the search for 23-year-old Brian Laundrie goes on. It was 4 weeks ago today. His parents say he told them he was going on a hike in a reserve not far from their home in Florida and disappeared. One Shock 1010 wins here in Midtown.
A group of New York City teachers is in federal court here in the city today fighting for religious exemptions to the vaccine mandate. 10 in number. Last week they lost their fight to stop the mandate. A federal appeals court granted them a hearing for today at 11 o'clock at the Thurgood Marshall Courthouse. The mandate requires vaccination for some 150,000 New York City education employees. A few thousand, about 5%, refused and were placed on unpaid leave. If they get a first dose, they would be able to go back to their jobs. The governor of Texas has issued an executive order to stop any businesses from having a vaccine mandate. Is there a precedent for such mandates? Jim Ryan takes a look.
To hear the current debate, you would think that no one was ever required to get a vaccine, but
this isn't new.
Dr. Emily Brunson is a medical anthropologist at Texas State University. General George Washington, for example, required his troops to be vaccinated against smallpox. Before now, she says, there hasn't been much pushback.
That has not happened in modern public health in the U.S.
Dr. Brunson thinks the politicization of vaccines has stripped away the basic idea that
we are in this together and we will all win or we will all lose.
President Biden recently announced new federal safety regulations that call for businesses with more than 100 workers to require vaccinations. Some 80 million workers will be affected. To our nation's capital now, and where Congress is again debating the debt limit, which could affect everything from your mortgage rate to your Social Security. A $480 billion bill increasing in the limit cleared the Senate last week. House members are scrambling back to Washington right now to vote so President Biden can sign the measure into law this week. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has warned that if that doesn't happen, the U.S. would default on its financial obligations by Monday.
Well, stop spending on stupid shit.
Challenging the new Texas abortion law.
The latest attempt comes just days after a federal appeals court reinstated what is now the most restrictive abortion law in the country after a lower court suspended it. The law has proved durable because the state offloads enforcement to private citizens who can collect at least $10,000 in damages if they successfully sue abortion providers. The Justice Department told the court if Texas's scheme is permissible, no constitutional right is safe from state-sanctioned sabotage of this kind, wording that seemed to be a message to the Supreme Court to take up the case. Meanwhile, it's not clear when the appeals court will decide whether to extend what is currently a temporary order allowing Texas's abortion law to stand. I'm Julie Walker.
A subway slashing to report on this Tuesday morning. This one happened overnight at 63rd and Lexington on the Q train when a robber tried to steal two men's wallet, watch, and cell phone. The two men had to be taken to Mount Sinai, both slashed in their hands, the suspect on the loose. He was a Super Bowl winning coach with a 10-year, $100 million contract with the NFL's Raiders, but John Gruden has stepped down after the release of a flood of offensive emails.
Former Las Vegas Raiders coach John Gruden says he never meant to hurt anyone. Gruden issued a statement Monday night after resigning, saying he loves the Raiders and did not want to be a distraction. Gruden stepped down after the New York Times reported that he frequently used racist, misogynistic, and homophobic language in emails he sent before being hired by the Raiders in 2018. A league source confirms the accuracy of the emails and says they were sent to the Raiders last week. Raiders owner Mark Davis issued a statement Monday night saying only that he accepted Gruden's resignation. I'm Mike Hempel.
Aladdin is hoping for at least a fresh start when the curtain rises on the Broadway show tonight. The show was closed for 18 months, of course, during the pandemic, and then after reopening, it shut down again September 29th when breakthrough COVID cases were reported within the musical's company. A milestone for another Broadway musical. Jesus Christ Superstar made its stage debut 50 years ago today in New York City in 1971. The rock opera by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice is loosely based on the last week of Jesus' life. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ.
It won Tony Awards in 1972, then again when it was revived in 2012, and when it hit the stage in London in 2016. Jesus Christ Superstar has gotten several film and TV treatments, and today the musical is still touring the country, with shows lined up through next summer. Monica Ricks reporting Miami officials are firing the city's police chief, who has only had the job for 6 months. Lionel Moyes with the story.
City manager Art Noriega released a statement saying he was suspending police chief Art Acevedo with the intent of terminating his employment, saying the relationship between the chief and the organization has become untenable, adding that Chief Acevedo is not right for this organization. Acevedo responding in an email to staff saying, quote, "I promise to continue to fight the good fight to rid MPD of the political interference from City Hall that unfortunately continues to negatively impact this organization." Acevedo was sworn in April.
So why the bad blood between the city manager Noriega and the police chief Acevedo? Well, Noriega says the chief lost the confidence of his rank and file after Acevedo seemed to support a vaccine mandate for officers. AccuWeather and how long will this summertime last? Coming right up.
I'm looking forward to a play date with my granddaughter.
I can't wait to get together with my friends for a backyard barbecue. If you're 65 or older, you're starting to get back to doing things you love. Did you know even healthy adults 65 and older are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia? It's a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. Help protect yourself with a Prevnar 13 pneumococcal 13 valent conjugate vaccine, diphtheria CRM 197 protein. Prevnar 13 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 13 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 13 does not protect against all strains of the disease. Ask your doctor or pharmacist today about Prevnar 13. Learn more at 13.com. Don't get Prevnar 13 if you have had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with a weakened immune system may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-866-694-9300 or visit Prevnar13.com.
BNP Paribas U.S. Wholesale Holdings Corporation seeks a VP Special Project Manager in New York City to support COO office on priorities, including project management and communications material development. The position requires a bachelor's degree or more in education equivalent in finance, management, or business administration, plus 6 years of experience supporting strategic agenda of a head officer as it pertains to operational excellence, including operational resilience, client excellence, platform electronification, and strategic workforce planning. To apply, interested and qualified candidates should email their resume with the job code S503 in subject to careers@americas.bnpparibas.com. Once again, BNP Paribas U.S. Wholesale Holdings Corporation seeks a VP Special Project Manager. To apply, email your resume with the job code S503 in subject to careers@americas.bnpparibas.com. That's job code S503 in the subject to careers@americas.bnpparibas.com.
Wednesday time, 10:11. Let's get you where you need to go on a late Tuesday morning. Sue Aller, take it away.
Alrighty, we're really jammed both ways, not going anywhere fast. In Queens on the Grand Central, right by the Kew Gardens interchange, and this is all because of repair work. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Inbound George is 30 minutes to the upper level, 45 to 60 on the outbound side, and this report is sponsored by the Exergen Thermometers. Accuracy matters. Inbound Lincoln and Holland, 30 to 45. You're heavy both ways at the Throsneck Bridge and the Queensbound RFK Triborough Bridge. That also slows down because of right lane construction. The Staten Island bound Verrazano Bridge, lower level, more repair work going on. In New Jersey, eastbound 280 near exit 1W in Parsippany, a flipped over dump truck. Everything is shut down. You're only getting by on the shoulder. Eastbound on the Cross County as you approach the Bronx River Parkway, there's another collision. And now this message, not sure if you have COVID, fever is the leading sign. So be vigilant and use the only thermometer with proven accuracy, more than 100 clinical studies, the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. Stay safe and learn more at Exergen.com. I'm Sue Aller, next report at 10:21 on 1010 Wins.
And now let's get the AccuWeather update, the 4-day forecast. It's sponsored by ENT and Allergy in affiliation with Mount Sinai. And here's Dean DeVore.
Oh, great. Good morning, Bridget. Good morning, everybody. It is a warm stretch, and that warmth is going to build a couple of degrees at a time the next few days. Clouds, a little sunny break here or there around the city. Maybe some more longer sunny breaks as you head up north. Temperatures today getting up to between about 70 in the city to 75 inland. Tonight will be another mild night as we end up in the low 60s in the city, 50s in the suburbs, and then a little bit warmer tomorrow.
It's so nice to sleep without the AC.
I'm give a hooky alert to this week.
Fresh
I
air coming
think we're
in.
seeing why, Bridget. Thursday and
Windows
Friday
wide
upper
open.
70s, even near 80 on Friday with some sunshine. Still warm on Saturday. A front was going to slice through the area later in the day with some showers and thunderstorms, and then cool it off into the 60s on Sunday. Midtown temperature now standing at 64, going up to about 70 to 75 this afternoon. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore on New York's weather station, 1010 WINS.
Keep that summertime coming. We thank you, Dean DeVore. WINS News Time 10:13, and coming right up, a live look at Captain Kirk's real-life spaceflight.
Lance Jameson is one of thousands of patients who have benefited from the affiliation between ENT and Allergy Associates and the Mount Sinai Hospital.
Lance was suffering from a sinus infection that led him to Dr. Andrew Azer from ENT and Allergy Associates.
Dr. Azer detected that Lance had something more serious going on because of ENT and Allergy's unique clinical affiliation with Mount Sinai. Dr. Azer got Lance and his medical records to Mount Sinai within 48 hours.
Dr. Satish Novendaraj from Mount Sinai Hospital performed a biopsy, which confirmed a benign tumor.
Surgery was scheduled that day. The post-surgery report? No evidence of cancer. For Lance, that was a real relief to hear.
ENT and Allergy Associates and the Mount Sinai Hospital. That's the power of partnership.
For your same-day appointment with ENT and Allergy, call 1-855-ENTA-DOC or visit entanallergy.com/.
Oh, don't be that asshole. Don't be that asshole.
Has always been faster, higher, stronger. It's the same for Navient, makers of condensing tankless water heaters. Faster to install and set up, higher performance and efficiency to provide endless hot water. Stronger with the industry's strongest warranty. All because of the copper-free stainless steel heat exchanger built in every unit. Learn about Navient's condensing tankless water heaters and find a Navient contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com. That's tanklessmadesimple.com.
I need tech that leaves my hands free during my workday and my workout. It's possible with Staples Connect. I need tech for my home office that makes it easier to work from home.
Also possible. Staples Connect has the innovative tech and tools you need to take on the future of work. And now Apple AirPods Pro are only $199. You save $50. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/16, limit 2 while supplies last.
Space, the final frontier.
90-year-old William Shatner becomes the oldest person to fly into space when the Amazon Blue Origin rocket
90-year-old? God
tomorrow morning, live on the 1010 WINS Newsline. Astronaut and professor of mechanical engineering at Columbia University here in the city, Mike Massimino. Mike, always great to talk with you. Oh, I'm hearing that we lost the connection to Mike. All right, you know what? We're going to try to reestablish connection, and we will get back to him just as soon as we can here on 1010 WINS. We do have another story for you this morning from outer space, from the Milky Way galaxy, in fact. It's about unusual radio waves, or radio waves. Space experts say the signals could mean a previously unknown stellar object is out there in the galaxy. What is it? Well, maybe a neutron star or star which emits solar flares. It seems an object was detected using an Australian radio telescope. The study's authors in the Astrophysical Journal, which you probably read, say they might need a more powerful telescope to determine what this stellar object really is. A new study might change hospital policy on newborns.
A new study in the journal Pediatrics finds healthy infants born during the COVID pandemic had substantially shorter hospital stays than those born before the pandemic, with no change in readmission rates. Researchers say the findings suggest shorter hospital stays for healthy term infants may be safe even outside of a pandemic.
Bradley Blackburn with that. Have you caught the new Dave Chappelle Netflix special? He's been criticized for making what some people consider transphobic jokes. Netflix has suspended 3 employees, including a transgender employee who criticized the stand-up special called The Closer. But now Netflix says that worker, Tara Field, was not suspended over that. Nonetheless, at least one executive producer, Jacqueline Moore, whose show Dear White People streams on Netflix, now says she will no longer work with Netflix as long as they profit from what she calls dangerously transphobic content. The head of Netflix, Ted Sarandos, says of the Chappelle special, "We do not believe it crosses the line on hate. Comedy," he says, "exists to push boundaries." Overseas, a British man has set a new world record for visiting the pubs.
Wine merchant Matt Ellis visited 51 pubs in 24 hours, beginning Sunday at the Regal pub in Cambridge and ending at the Weeping Ash in nearby St. Neots yesterday. Ellis says he wanted to raise awareness of how Britain's pubs have suffered during the pandemic. And in the kids don't try this at home department, Ellis says he pretty much limited himself to orange juice and diet sodas at all 51 stops.
Vicki Barker with that from the Wild Kingdom this morning. An elusive elk, which has been wandering the hills of Colorado with a car tire around its neck for a couple of years, has finally been freed. The 4.5-year-old 600-pound bull elk was spotted near Pine Junction, that is southwest of Denver, and tranquilized over the weekend so wildlife officers could remove the elk's antlers and take that car tire off. Wildlife officers first spotted the animal with the tire around its neck back in July of 2019. When you hear surging energy prices, you probably think about how much it costs to gas up, but they're also affecting some famous Italian glassblowers.
Venetian furnaces in Murano and glass-blowing artisans are facing an uncertain future caused by the 5-fold increase since October 1st in methane gas.
Motherfucker, why are you crossing the fucking street when you're not supposed to?
The artisans' lobby is meeting this week with members of the Italian Parliament, hoping for government aid. They're concerned of sure losses on orders for the glass creations they are working to complete.
Sabina Castle-Franco.
All news, all the time.
So you tell me glass blowing hit the fucking news? Really?
You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. Cloudy and 64 degrees at 10:20. I'm Bridget Quinn. Here's what's happening. A coroner releases the report today on how and when Gabby Petito was killed. Glenn Schuck covers. The report says the city streets open to pedestrians, closed to cars during the pandemic, aren't so open after all. New Jersey drivers worried about paying double tolls to get into Manhattan get to attend an MTA congestion pricing hearing this evening. A Rudy Giuliani associate goes on trial today, and why this is a really good time to buy your daughter a Lego set. AccuWeather says clouds, some breaks of sun, and again, warm for early October, but the high up around 70. Wings News Time, 10:21. Time for traffic and transit on a Tuesday morning, and here's Sue Allard.
Looks like we have a misplaced tractor trailer on the westbound side of the Jackie Robinson Parkway right by Queens Boulevard, and it takes out the right lane, and it's pretty much a mess in Queens. The Van Wyck closed down both ways. Right by Atlantic Avenue, this is all because of left lane construction. Stop and go delays in both directions of the Grand Central Parkway. This is all because of repair work at the Kew Gardens interchange. It will take it over to Brooklyn. The BQE is just slammed in both directions by the Brooklyn Bridge. Eastbound delays, they begin right after the Verrazano Bridge, and westbound it's stop and go from the LIE. Now in the Bronx, the Cross Bronx is just loaded up westbound. On the ramp to the Major Deegan, the right lane is shut down with more repair work, and here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Both levels of the inbound George is 30-60 on the outbound side, 30 to 45 of both the inbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels. It's a real tough ride both ways at the Throgs Neck Bridge and the Queensbound RFK Triborough Bridge. On the Queens Band, you do have right lane repair work. In New Jersey, eastbound 280 at exit 1W, an overturned dump truck. And here's what we see along Island's Big Three. A nice ride right now in the Northern State and the LIE westbound on the Southern State Parkway, hitting those brakes right around Route 106. This report is sponsored by NYC Boats. I'm Sue Aller, our next report at 10:31 on 1010 Wins.
Election day is around the corner, New York, and one thing is clear. Our future is on the ballot. Vote early. early from October 23rd to the 31st or on Election Day on November 2nd. Paid for by NYC Votes, providing official election info at voting.nyc. The coroner in Wyoming who did the autopsy on Gabby Petito releases his report this afternoon. Here's 1010 Wins newsman Glenn Schuck.
The FBI found Gabby Petito's remains in Wyoming back in September 19th, the campground at Teton National Park. A preliminary autopsy then led to the ruling that her death was a homicide. So today we'll get more details of this final autopsy report, the cause of Gabby's death and when she died, from Brent Blue, who's the coroner in Teton, Wyoming. We'll provide details via Zoom for the conference with media. Now, as for Brian Laundrie, the 23-year-old who is still missing, it was 4 weeks ago today. His parents say he left their home in Florida to go for a hike in a reserve. They didn't report him missing until 3 days later. Again, the search for him continues. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, here in Midtown.
We are expected to hear from the coroner at about 2:30 this afternoon. Has the de Blasio administration backed off its Open Streets program? That program started in the summer of 2020 with the goal of closing streets to cars so New Yorkers could enjoy outdoor spaces more during the pandemic. But now,
all right, let's see where I'm going next. All right, let's go to Intervale. Let's go. Let's pop the fucking news on. Lock the doors. Turn off the hazards.
He told his parents in Florida he was going hiking in a nearby reserve and disappeared. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, here in Midtown.
Well, we are expecting that report at about 2:30 this afternoon. Keep it here on 1010 Wins. A suspect has been identified in the vicious beating of a 65-year-old Brooklyn woman as she desperately held on to the money she made collecting cans. The NYPD has released a mugshot of 55-year-old Jeffrey Evans. They want your help finding him. The victim was attacked near St. Edwards and Willoughby Streets in Fort Greene, just outside Fort Greene Park, the afternoon of September 28th. Video shows the woman clinging desperately to her purse as she was punched and dragged. The mugger eventually gave up and rode off on a bike. A small group of New York City teachers who object to getting a COVID vaccine will try again today to convince a federal judge to stop the city's mandate. Here's Aaron Katursky.
The mandate requires vaccination for about 150,000 employees of the nation's largest school district. A few thousand, about 5% of employees, refused and were placed on unpaid leave, though they can return if they change their mind and receive a first dose. Michael Caine and 9 other educators who all said their sincerely held religious beliefs compel them to forego the vaccine are seeking an injunction. They've called the policy reckless, senseless, and a violation of their constitutional rights. The city has called it lawful, and so far the courts have agreed.
The city's retarded.
Meantime, in upstate Utica, just this morning, a federal judge ruled that New York must continue to allow healthcare workers to seek exemption from a statewide vaccine mandate on religious grounds. We could be getting some big news this week about COVID boosters. On Thursday and Friday, the FDA will look at the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson shots. Then next week, the CDC could issue more specific recommendations on who should get the boosters. So far, the Pfizer boosters have been approved for people 65 and older, and for frontline workers and people with underlying health issues. Another question for health experts, can you mix and match the doses? Flying Southwest Airlines, 87 flights, 2% of their schedule is canceled today. Yesterday it was 10%, and over the weekend, thousands of flights were scrapped. Here's CEO Gary Kelly on Good Morning America.
I think any industry expert knows that it takes.
Look at these fucking assholes blocking the whole fucking intersection.
On the operation, to get the airplanes where they need to be.
Fucking great. You should
cruise up with that.
Kelly says there is no evidence there was a pilot sick out over a COVID vaccine mandate. Pilots blame management for poor planning. Over the weekend, Southwest blamed air traffic control and bad weather in the southeast. The FAA said it was not air traffic control. In any event, how is it going at LaGuardia? Our Sam Liebman checks it out.
Passengers headed out on Southwest flights this morning, hoping for the best.
Look, now they're blocking all the
early and checked my flight this morning. Everything seems to be on time, so
Fingers crossed. Yeah. This after the airline blamed weather and air traffic control issues for the delays and cancellations. But some agents here told passengers the problem is related to protests over the company's new vaccine mandate announcement. Sandy says whatever the reason, it made her trip more expensive.
We were supposed to fly out on Sunday. Lucky we had not left the airport yet. I mean, our Airbnb yet. So we got to sleep there. But then we had to get a hotel last night. So
the pilots union denies a coordinated work slowdown and instead blames the airline's crew scheduling system and its slow pace of bringing back pilots who were put on leave during the pandemic. Samantha Leibman, 1010 Wins at LaGuardia Airport. Down in D.C., Congress is again debating the debt limit. A $480 billion bill to increase the limit cleared the Senate last week. House members are scrambling back to Washington to vote so President Biden can sign the measure into law this week. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has warned if that doesn't happen, the U.S. would default by Monday. Right now, the Dow is up 10 points, and Bloomberg Money Watch is coming up.
Oh no, rich fucks. Rich scheming fucks are not going to get paid. Oh no.
The numbers affected are staggering. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres.
The pandemic has forced more than 100 million people into poverty. More than 4 billion people have little or no social support, no health care, no income protection when they so urgently need it.
Inequality, he adds, is a moral outrage that's condemning the world to millions more deaths. Prolonging an economic slowdown that could cost trillions of dollars. Hitting poorest countries hardest of all.
Tom Rivers with that report. All eyes on the big climate. Next month, and the UK official who is presiding over it says he's losing sleep over how to help poorer nations pay for cleaner energy. Alok Sharma says funding for those nations is vital to the success of the
funding other nations when we have a fucking debt? How about pay off the fucking debt, you fucking morons?
$100 million a year to help the others make changes. Thinking about this does keep me awake at night, he says. The latest tough talk from the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un.
Itself is the enemy rather than a specific country, but then blaming the U.S. eager to see results and threatening strong actions against the South, which he says has double standards. It all adds to a tense mood, with weapon development making progress here on the peninsula, while dialogue remains stalled.
Alex Jensen, their interest in learning Korean is spiking ever since the launch of the hit Netflix show Squid Game. Language learning app Duolingo says the 9-part Korean survival thriller has spurred both beginners and existing students to rise 76% among new users. Lego wants you to know their sets aren't just for boys.
Lego is ready for girls. It's the name of the company's latest campaign to break gender stereotypes and make products more accessible to all kids. Lego says gender bias can hamper the creative process. It's also calling on parents to champion more inclusive play. According to new research, Lego is still perceived as more of a boy brand, with 69% of parents saying they encourage their sons to build with Lego bricks. 48% say they include their daughters. The company says they want to make all children feel like they can build anything.
Monica Ricks there, and we will take you to the roads next.
Not one person is the same. So how can effective medical weight loss treatments and skin resurfacing
My daughter plays
be a
with Legos.
one-size-fits-all? At the Med Spa
She actually has a
Infusion
shit
Center
ton
of New
of
Jersey, located in Clifton, Dr. Jeffrey
Mario,
White tailors
Luigi,
your medical
Legos, and
treatment
shit like that.
utilizing the most up-to-date medical research, cutting-edge technology, and 100% natural ingredients. Dr. Jeffrey White's mission is to prevent disease and reverse the signs of aging by using advanced FDA-approved devices that will assist you in fat loss, body contouring, skin resurfacing, and unwanted hair removal. Now you can look your best using only 100% natural injectables and fillers, including using PRP, which infuses all the building blocks for new hair, skin, and nails, with results that will last for
100%
years.
natural.
Visit infusioncenterofnj.com
Nothing's
or call
fucking natural.
973-272-6220. That's infusioncenterofnj.com or 973-272-6220 to book your no-obligation consult. 973-272-6220.
With news time 10:51 as promised, traffic and transit. Here's Sue Aller.
They're working on this misplaced tractor trailer on the westbound side of the Jackie Robinson Parkway, right near Queens Boulevard, and it takes out the right lane. This report is sponsored by Virgin LLC Accountants and Advisors. The BQE is just a mess. You're jammed both ways by the Brooklyn Bridge. Eastbound hitting those brakes, they begin right around the Belt Merge, and westbound it's stop and go from the LIE. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Bronx Manhattan Mount Arpsky Triborough Bridge, there is a crash and the center lane is blocked. And we're heavy both ways on the Throgs Neck Bridge. You want to stick with the Whitestone Bridge this morning, but things are much better at the inbound, George. Just 20 minutes. Not so good on the outbound side. Still seeing a 45 to 60 minute delay. Delays on the Cross Bronx go all the way back to the Bruckner Interchange. Much better at both the inbound Lincoln and the Holland tunnels at about 15 to 20 each. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. A nice ride on the LIE and the northern, westbound, southern. That slows down right around Route 106. And now this message. Questioning how your taxes and personal finances have been impacted by the pandemic? Let Verdin serve as your trusted advisor and help protect you, your family, and your business. Visit BERDONLLP.com. Verdin Accountants and Advisors. They listen, they solve, they do. I'm Sue Wilder. Next report at 11:01 on 1010 Wins.
All right, let's get another AccuWeather update from meteorologist Dean DeVore.
So as we look at the forecast for today, clouds, a few sunny breaks. Temperatures will get up to between about 70 to 75 city and some of the inland suburbs with the highest numbers. These mild nights are easy to take, obviously on the heating bill and everything else. Temperatures low 60s in the city, mid 50s in the suburbs, and then warming back up to about 74 tomorrow, upper 70s Thursday, and upper 70s almost 80 on Friday. Still mid-upper 70s on Saturday before some showers and thunderstorms start knocking down the temperature a bit into the 60s by Sunday. Right now, 64 on our way up to a near 70 or just beyond in some of the inland suburbs. Enjoy this nice stretch here coming up the next few days. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore on New York's weather station 1010 Winds.
Thank you, Dean. And coming right up in Money Watch, something new on your DoorDash app.
Right now you're hearing all your favorite music on your favorite station. But wait, there's more.
More songs from the artists you love on exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Just open the Odyssey app and click exclusive stations. Then a genre to dive deeper into.
The station might be just music, or maybe hosted by Ed Sheeran, Chris Martin, or one of your favorite DJs.
Across alternative, pop,
country, soft rock,
Latin, R&B, kids, and even more.
Get more with exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Brought to you by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar.
Taking on cancer takes physicians and family, science and support, treatments and trust. At Catholic Health Cancer Institute, we treat the whole person with the most advanced medicine and comprehensive nutritional, social, emotional, and spiritual care. And with Catholic Health locations across Long Island, you're always near the people and places that keep your spirits high. Because taking on cancer takes an island.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-256-4180 if you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns. There's no need to fear anymore, but you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-256-4180 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-256-4180 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-256-4180.
Wednesday time 10:56. Time for Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins, sponsored by Isaac Abraham Traffic Attorney. Here's Steve Potus.
Well, Bridget, if you go to the DoorDash app, you'll now find restaurant ads right at the top. The delivery service says restaurants pay for the sponsored listing only if customers use it to place an order. DoorDash started testing ads last year as it seeks more ways to make money. Now, speaking of making money, well, not so fast. Right now, the Dow is down just a fraction, while the NASDAQ falls 33 points. S&P in the red now by 6 points. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Steve Potus for 1010 Wins.
Top stories are coming up at the top of the hour.
You don't have to hide under those oversized sweatshirts this fall, since it only takes 40 days to lose 20 to 40 plus pounds with NJ Diet. NJ Diet's contractually guaranteed money-back program.
Or just go outside and fucking walk, you lazy piece of shit.
And blood work. Then NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet plan and workout regimen to help you keep it off. Not sure if you can do it alone? NJ Diet is with you every step of the way. You are fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you are burning fat and not just losing water. You'll also have access to the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is committed to you keeping the weight off. It's all natural, no shots, no hormones, no prepackaged foods, and no surgery. With locations in Westchester, New York City, New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut, Pennsylvania,
this is a nice
available
park.
from home with live online video consultations.
Looks big.
20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days, contractually guaranteed. Visit njdiet.com or call 855-5NJ-DIET. That's 855-5NJ-DIET.
It's the wrong time to catch the flu, so it's the right time for a flu shot. Flu shots are safe, easy, and available all over the city. Come on, New York, let's roll up our sleeves again. It's time to get a flu shot. To find out where you can get a flu shot, visit nyc.gov/flu or call 311.
The 3 minutes it takes to find a parking space on Mamaroneck Avenue can be stressful.
She's going out.
Nope. But in as little as 3 minutes, you could check your heart health with a simple heart health quiz on White Plains Hospital's website. At White Plains Hospital, we have advanced cardiac care when you need it, but we'd rather help you prevent any major heart issues. Visit exceptionaleveryday.org/heart disease to take the quiz, determine your risk factors, and get treatment. White Plains Hospital. Exceptional every day. A member of the Montefiore Health System.
This is important information from Spectre Law Group, New York's most trusted immigration lawyers. Are you or your loved ones undocumented? Do you want to fix your immigration status but don't know what to do? A professional, trusted immigration lawyer can tell you your options. Your immigration status is important, and the wrong help can hurt. Make sure you speak with the best. Lawyers at Spectre Law Group have helped thousands of immigrants, and they can help you. Write this number down, 646-543-0745. Lawyers at Spectre Law Group are known throughout New York for their experience,
Spectre Law Group.
and success.
There's a show called
their
Suits.
Legal status in America.
And one of the characters is Harvey Specter, and he's actually a lawyer.
Or visit them at SpectreLawGroup.com. That's
It's actually
SPEKTOR
funny.
Spectre Law Group now offers consultations over the phone. 646-543-0745 or Zoom. Spectre Law Group, your immigration lawyers.
WINS, WINS-HD, WNEW-HD3 New York.
1010 Winds delivers the best news fast. An Odyssey station.
We thank you for that. AccuWeather, we deliver that too. Clouds and breaks of sun today.
You want to drive, my man?
Early October, the higher end.
Press on the fucking pedal.
75 in some of the inland suburbs. Mostly cloudy tonight. Mild again.
No signal, no nothing.
62 in the city, maybe the mid-50s for the suburbs. And then tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds and even warmer with a high of 74 in the city. Thursday and Friday, warm again with sunshine, approaching 80 on Friday. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Sharon Barnes-Waters is our service agent. Leon is writing comment. Laurel, our producer, and Justin Traeger is at the editor's desk.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds, New York.
Clouds right now and 64 degrees at 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Bridget Quinn. Here's what's happening. Gabby Petito's fiance still missing. Today, the coroner gets specific about just how the 22-year-old died out in Wyoming during the couple's cross-country van trip. Police Commissioner Dermot Shea calls for bail reform and other common-sense fixes, as he puts it, to combat rising violence here in the city. Governor Phil Murphy meeting up tonight with challenger Jack Ciattarelli in their second and final New Jersey debate. A new library from Brooklyn, the borough's 60th, this one in Dumbo, and a heads up on how early to do your holiday shopping and shipping.
How'd you get your license, my man?
AccuWeather says clouds, some breaks of sun, warm for early October with a high up around 70. Winds news time 11:01. That's time for traffic and transit.
And then you're not gonna go.
Southbound on the Garden State Parkway, just south of exit 165. There's a car fire and it takes out the right lane. Then just stop and go delays eastbound 280 by exit 1W. Because of a flipped over dump truck, you're only getting by on the shoulder. In Queens, westbound on the Jackie Robinson Parkway by Queens Boulevard, still working on this misplaced tractor trailer and the Grand Central. That's loaded up both ways at the Kew Gardens interchange. You're all tied up on the westbound side of the LIE as you head towards Main Street, then more delays as you approach the BQE.
You need to move up. You need to move up.
Approaching the Throsneck Bridge, and here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Pretty busy both ways at the Throsneck Bridge, so go to Whitestone. And then you have delays on the Bronx Manhattan bound RFK Triborough Bridge because of a collision. It takes out the center lane. Inbound George is 20. On the outbound side, 45 to 60 minutes still slow from that Cross-Bronx Expressway approach. Delays go all the way back to the Bruckner. And here's what we see in Long Island's Big 3. Westbound on the southern state, a little bit sluggish by Route 106. Looking good on the northern state and the LIE. This report is sponsored by Bassfitter. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones and breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Sue Aller on 1010 Wins.
Hey, it's Lee Harris. My wife and I had Bath Fitter in for a free consultation. They showed us how Bath Fitter could remodel our bath in just one day, and it's guaranteed for as long as we own our home. Start designing your new bath now at bathfitterdesign.com and get 0% interest on your new bath.
Today is the day we find out exactly how Gabby Petito died. We will hear from the coroner in Wyoming who did the autopsy. This is her fiance is still nowhere to be found. Let's get an update from 1010 Wins newsman Glenn Chuck.
The cause of Gabby Petito's death and the date she died, of course, will be crucial to the FBI's investigation, and we should learn that today as these final autopsy results unveiled by Teton County, Wyoming.
Margarito has it, Gus has it, so he's recording. He records. Hi, welcome back to NYC Driving with Cap. I have a special guest today.
Girl's gonna fucking kill me, man.
Cecil the Brown Man.
What's wrong with being brown, man? What do you got against brown people, man?
Nothing. You're just extra tan than white people.
There's brown white people. I've seen them.
Yeah, I know. Where the fuck am I going?
Just drive. And then you make a right here.
Oh.
Watch the kids.
Fuck the kids. Nah, man. Okay, they're not leaving.
I had to put these in 1039. How you been though, Kyle? You good?
I am quite well.
Is Gil at the other job? Did you see him?
No, I didn't go out.
I think
oh, here's Intervale.
Now which way would you turn, Carl?
I don't know. Where the fuck's the building?
Use the force.
I want to say left. Is it left? It is left. See, I use my magic.
Do you ever fuck with these guys?
No, but they always fuck with me.
Because they take forever to drive?
It's like they purposely do it. And you know what's funny? When it's the actual like instructor, they drive like fucking assholes. They're cutting, everybody's swerving, taking illegal ass turns.
The instructors are fucking horrible. Where you see the 10-yarder?
Yeah.
Maybe I can get these concrete guys to help me out.
Is it?
Right, this guy, this building, both of these buildings.
Okay.
It's both of these buildings. Yep, Noah's right there. Have him help me out.
Right back.
Alright. Did Gus curse you out lately?
No.
I like the stories when Gus curses you. No way. That does? Oh, so you're telling me after you click it, it's constantly
recording?
Like live?
No, it's not live.
Oh, what? If they say, hey Carl, let me see your recording, what the fuck you been doing for this past 8 hours?
It's on my YouTube video. YouTube channel.
Get out of here.
That is. It's right here. I upload them.
Oh shit, I thought you tapped me because you figured...
I just don't want you saying something stupid.
I got you.
See? It's my channel.
Shit, New York City driving. I was all over the Bronx today. I just one stop in the Bronx today. This is fucking cool. Don't you have the paintball fucking one?
Yeah, that's a different channel.
But that's so you have about 2 or 3 YouTube channels.
Nah, I mean, I have one for my daughter because she wanted to do it. I have Cap, which is my gaming one. This one, Cap Coin, which is like my cryptocurrency one, but I didn't do anything with it yet. One for my daughter and one for Airsoft.
I subscribe to your Air. What's it called again?
Cap Airsoft or some shit.
Yeah, I subscribe to that one.
Yeah, Cap Airsoft.
How many subscribers you got?
12.
No fucking way. You don't push your channel, right? You don't put it on Facebook or anything like that, eh?
No.
That's right.
And plus, I haven't really been going airsofting because, you know, COVID. Everything got shut down.
I think we're back though, no?
No, they still require fucking appointments. I mean, reservations, I mean.
Vaccine?
No, not vaccine. Some places require a mask if you're not playing. Stupid. Alright. What am I doing? Oh, Culver floor. Okay, let's see. Hey, what's up? I missed your call. What's up?
Hey, so where'd you drop off that negative air machine?
I'm trying to remember the name. It was in Long Island City.
Where is it located?
It was in was it Long Island City? Fuck.
Seal?
Yes. That one.
Okay, I need you to pick up the negative air machine.
Why?
Are you by there?
No.
Okay,
What's the name?
what else do you have to do?
What's the name of it?
Armasco, ARAMSCO.
Oh, in Flushing, right? Yeah, Flushing.
This is Richwood, New York. Flushing Avenue, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's over there. Yeah, I could get it on the way back. Also, I need to know what the address is to Culver Floors, because I don't remember it.
It's in Brooklyn. It's 2620 Garrettson Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11229. If you type in Clover Floor Covering in New York, it comes up. And you just click it and then it'll bring you to the Apple Maps or whatever.
No, that's not the right place anymore.
Oh, is it 2411 Avenue X?
24. What is it?
2411 Avenue X in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, this has to be it because I'm on the Clover Floor Covered website, and the first thing is Clover Floor 2411 Avenue X.
No, that's not it either.
Magda. Oh, okay, Carol, I just need the two addresses. I need Clover's address because the two addresses I'm giving him, Carol said they're not it.
Because it's a warehouse. Well,
It's a warehouse.
I think it's off of King's Avenue or some shit like that.
You have to remember it. Magda's saying for you to call.
Okay,
Alright?
you got it.
Alright, just pick up that negative air machine too.
No problem.
Alright, thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Wow, am I interrupting your... Hi, how are you? I'm picking up some materials for Project I, and I just need to know what address I should be going to.
778 East 93rd Street.
778 East 93rd?
Yes, pick up a Titman. Father side, pick it up to the right?
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, bye, bye.
Fuck, I just lost it. Now I'm gonna send it to Fuckfaces. Aramco first because it's before them. Yep. Alright, let's go pick up the negative air machine. Turn on the news.
Adults without heart disease should not take daily aspirin to prevent a first heart attack or stroke. The draft guidance posted online by the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force backtracks a bit and puts the panel more in line with other medical groups. The recommendations explain bleeding risk for adults in their 60s and up outweigh any potential prevention benefits from aspirin. It's different for adults in their 40s, though. The panel says they may want to consider taking daily aspirin if they have no bleeding risk, since there's a potential small benefit. I'm Shelley Adler. And time now for Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins. Here's Andrew O'Day.
A lot of us who haven't been traveling during the pandemic apparently are ready to hit the skies again, at least on American Airlines. These robust demand for the winter holidays, and now it's forecasting a smaller third quarter loss than analysts have been expecting. Still not great. American thinks revenue will be down 25% in the quarter from the pre-pandemic 2019 third quarter. Dallas-based Southwest Airlines says it will follow President Biden's mandate requiring employees to be vaccinated against coronavirus by December 8th over an order from the Texas governor blocking such actions.
Good.
It's been a roller coaster ride for stocks today. Down, up,
Hold on. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Culver said just to make sure you go through Ditmas because it's split by a railroad track. And it's East 93rd Street, just so you know.
Yeah, I sent it. Wait.
Okay, because Google has the wrong one.
What do you mean?
The wrong address. They have their old address on there.
No, I know. What was it? I sent the picture of it. 778 East 93rd, yeah.
778 East 93rd. Just, she said come off on Ditmas.
Gotcha.
Because there's railroad track that split. I have no idea. Just whatever. Just repeating what she said.
Okay.
Locally, and that stuff is going to Huffman. I guess tomorrow, not today.
Okay. No problem.
Okie dokie. All right, bye.
Bye.
3D animations and prototyping services to help demonstrate your idea. InventHelp's exclusive data bank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to confidentially review new ideas, like yours. Don't wonder what to do next. Take action right now and get the help you need from InventHelp. Call today for free information. Call 800-217-4380. That's 800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
Hi, it's Dr. Dave Choksi with an update about COVID-19 booster shots. Let's talk about who, when, and how. Pfizer booster shots are now available for people 65 or older, people who live in nursing homes, adults with an underlying medical condition like diabetes, and adults at higher risk because of their jobs, like healthcare workers. If you were in one of these groups and received your second Pfizer dose at least 6 months ago, you can receive your booster shot now.
If you received
a Moderna or Johnson & Johnson vaccine, stay tuned for more information about boosters and speak with your healthcare provider if you have specific questions. If you are eligible for an additional dose of COVID-19 vaccine, you can make an appointment by calling 877-VAX4NYC or visiting nyc.gov/vaccine-finder, or just walk in. You don't need a doctor's note or other proof of eligibility. You just need your vaccine card. All COVID-19 vaccines are still
just
free
like Hitler
and
during
available
Nazi
to everyone,
Germany.
regardless of
And all the Jews had to wear a star.
Finally, remember that your first dose is even more important than your third dose. If you haven't taken that first
Southwest has had days of delays and cancellations, but CEO Gary Kelly tells ABC's Good Morning America they are not the result of inside protests against vaccine mandate.
The vaccine mandate obviously is controversial, and it's not anything that I wish for our company. This is a government mandate. It's a presidential order, and we're doing our best to comply with that according to the deadlines that have been set.
So what is up today at Southwest Airlines? Well, our Sam Liebman checked out LaGuardia.
Passengers headed out on Southwest flights this morning, hoping for the best.
I just checked in early and checked my flight this morning. Everything seems to be on time, so
fingers crossed.
Yes.
This after the airline blamed weather and air traffic control issues for the delays and cancellations. But some agents here told passengers the problem is related to protests over the company's new vaccine mandate announcement. Sandy says whatever the reason, it made her trip more expensive.
We were supposed to fly out on Sunday. Lucky we had not left the airport yet. I mean, our Airbnb yet. So we got to sleep there. But then we had to get a hotel last night. So
the pilots union denies a coordinated work slowdown and instead blames the airline's crew scheduling system and its slow pace of bringing back pilots who were put on leave during the pandemic. Samantha Liebman, 1010 Wins at LaGuardia Airport.
And coming up on 1010 Wins, we'll have an update for you on the COVID vaccine mandate for state healthcare workers, but at 11:31. That's time for an update on traffic and transit. Here's Sue Aller.
Still working on this car fire on the northbound side of the Van Grace by Rockaway Boulevard. 2 right lanes are blocked, and it is just stop and go. Then you're jam-packed both ways in Brooklyn on the BQE at the Brooklyn Bridge. Eastbound delays begin at the Belt Merge, and on the westbound side, it's stop and go from the LIE. Road work is slowing you down on the eastbound side of the Staten Island Expressway right by Bradley Avenue. Then in the Bronx, just loaded up on the westbound Crossbunds Expressway right near the Major Deegan Expressway with a broken down tractor trailer in the center lane. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Outbound George, still 45 to 60 minutes. Inbound, a 15-minute delay.
Ooh.
The Bronx Manhattan bound RFK Triborough Bridge, there's a crash and the center lane is down. Good news in New Jersey, southbound Garden State Parkway, a car fire cleared away, and eastbound on Route 80 by exit 1W, an overturned dump truck. The left lane is still closed. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big Three. Looking good on the northern and the southern. Eastbound LIE, another car fire, this time at Best Highway, takes down the right and center lanes. Traffic sponsored by the Barnes Firm. In a jam called 1010 Wins Traffic Tip Line at 844-JAM-1010. That's 844-JAM-1010. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones, and breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Sue Aller on 1010 Wins.
Hey, actors representing actual clients.
I didn't know how much my case was worth. The Barnes Firm helped get me the best result possible. I'm Rich Barnes. Call the Barnes Firm now. We will help get you the best result possible.
Do not guarantee a similar outcome. Manhattan, Long Island.
Let's get the updated AccuWeather forecast, and the beautiful weather continues. Meteorologist Carrie Schwindenhammer.
Yes, it stays on the mild side. Wish we could get a little more sunshine, but still very warm for early October. The high getting up to 70 this afternoon with limited sunshine. Mostly cloudy and mild tonight. Watch for some areas of fog, low 62. Sunny clouds, a bit warmer tomorrow, the high 74. Then back to very warm weather Thursday and Friday. Some sun both days, the high Thursday 77. Friday's high getting up to 80. It's 65 and mostly cloudy in Central Park. Humidity 78%. The wind northeast at 10. 65 headed up to 70 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather's Carrie Schwindenhammer on New York's weather station 1010 Wins.
Wins News Time 11:34. New York federal judge today reinforced the ruling which said New York State has to let healthcare workers seek religious exemptions to the vaccine mandate. The judge writes the workers were likely to
seek it, but they won't grant it.
Of their constitutional claim. All this as a small group of New York City teachers who object to getting the shots try again today to convince a different federal judge to stop the city's vaccine mandate.
The mandate requires vaccination for about 150,000 employees of the nation's largest school district. A few thousand, about 5% of employees, refused and were placed on unpaid leave, though they can return if they change their mind and receive a first dose. Michael Caine and 9 other educators who all said their sincerely held religious beliefs compel them to forego the vaccine are seeking an injunction. They've called the policy reckless, senseless, and a violation of their constitutional rights. The city has called it lawful, and so far the courts have agreed.
Aaron Kachersky, another subway attack inside a Q train at the 63rd and Lexington station. It happened at about 2:25 this morning when charity auction is coming during the run-up to the Grammys next year. Among the items offered, the custom suits BTS wore for their Grammy performance earlier this year. That's not all. You'll also be able to bid on a white and gold long-sleeve dress shown off by Dolly Parton and a silver outfit Katy Perry performed in. The proceeds will go to the Recording Academy's Music Cares, which helps provide a health and safety net for people in the music industry. And the first trailer for next year's Scream is out.
It's happening. 3 attacks so far. Do you have a gun?
Of course I have a gun. Oh boy, the Ghostface Killer is back. The new movie reunites stars Neve Campbell, David Arquette, and Courtney Cox. They were all in Wes Craven's original Scream 25 years ago and reprised the roles after that. This time around, there will also be some new characters and new cast members, including Jack Quaid, son of Dennis, Melissa Barrera, and Jenny Ortega. Scream hits theaters January 14th. Anthony Hopkins won a Best Actor Oscar for his lead performance in The Father.
Yes, until she goes to live in Paris.
Okay, why did you go with that Paris?
You told me. What? Sorry, you told me the other day. Have you forgotten? She's forgotten. Paris. They don't even speak English there.
Now, director Florian Zeller says his follow-up picture, The Son, will also feature Hopkins. As Zeller puts it, after our journey on The Father, I couldn't make another film without Anthony. They have just wrapped up production in London. Top stories are coming up on 1010 Wins.
With our general election around the corner, New York, one thing is clear. Our future is on the ballot. Not only can your vote choose our next mayor and lead to a more diverse city council, it'll also decide key ballot measures affecting our environmental health, voting rights, equal representation, and more. So make your vote count during early voting from October 23rd to October 31st or on Election Day on November 2nd. Paid for by NYC Votes, providing official election info at voting.nyc.
London Jewelry presents their annual Watch Fair at the Americana Manhasset this Friday through Sunday from noon to 5 p.m. Experience the latest watches and timepieces at the Americana Manhasset.
Get that satisfying crunch. Now with 20% more honey. Try a delicious Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Bars with more of the honey you love. Introducing the latest innovations in water technology. Here, Nebbia Von Moen Quantum Showerhead offers 4 unique experiences to choose from. Designed to clarify, indulgent shower experience engineered to use up to 50% less water. Water designs our life. Who designs their water? Visit NOAA.com to learn more.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Cityside Medical Clinic. Are you struggling with ED? Well, I have great news. We can now effectively treat ED without any pills or side effects. Cityside Medical Clinic uses the most advanced form of wave therapy, clinically proven to open up and regrow blood vessels. Our technology has been shown to be highly effective by Cambridge University. If you're struggling with ED and sick of the pills, call us now, and not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also give you something unique that produces results in the bedroom. You're gonna love this. This is $550 normally, but call us now and it's totally free. 646-715-5555. That's 646-715-5555. Put a stop to your ED by treating the root cause of the problem and get your love life back. Call Cityside Medical Clinic in the next 2 minutes. 646-715-5555.
If you own a small business that could use $10,000, 1010 Wins at Dime Community Bank will write that check, 10 grand for your small business. Just go to 1010wins.com/challenge for details. 1010wins.com/challenge.
I wonder, is this YouTube channel like a business? I'm just curious. I wonder if I could get that $10,000 loan.
This morning we have some clouds and 65 degrees at 11:40. I'm Bridget Quinn. Here's what's happening. Today we find out Gabby Petito's cause of death. One shot coming up.
Yeah, I can't wait to know what the fuck happened.
Has been held for the New Jersey nurse who died after being pushed to the pavement in Times Square by a robbery suspect. We will be speaking live with her brother. And a report says more people have died in the New York State prison system over the last 10 years than were put to death years. New York allowed capital punishment. New aggressive comments directed at the U.S. from North Korea's ruler, and Prince Charles has a way to help the environment.
Oh, fucking Captain America.
Clouds and breaks of sun.
No, I'm sorry, Planet. Wait, Captain Planet. There you go.
Wings news time 11:41. Time for traffic and transit. Sue Aller.
Back some stations on the Van Wyck northbound near Rockland. Right lanes are blocked. That also includes northbound on the Cross Island Parkway. It's just a stop and go right by Jamaica Avenue with right lane construction. You're slammed both ways on the Grand Central Parkway at the Kew Gardens interchange, and then in the Bronx, you're just loaded up on the northbound side of the Hudson River Parkway by the crossroads. Also, jams westbound on the southbound expressway near the Major Deegan with a broken down tractor trailer takes out the center lane. Here's what you need to know about the bridge at the tunnel. A 60-minute delay to both decks on the George Washington Bridge. Inbound is 15 minutes. On this collision on the Bronx Manhattan-bound RFK Triborough Bridge takes out the center lane, and then southbound on the FDR Drive, that is real slow from the bridge all the way down to the 70s. In New Jersey, eastbound 280, a flipped-over dump truck. The left lane is blocked right by exit 1. On Long Island, eastbound LIE at exit 57, Beck Highway. There's a car fire. I'm Sue Aller. Next report at 11:51 on 1010 Wins.
We should find out today the exact manner in which Gabby Petito died during her cross-country trip with her fiancé. Here's Eric Lenchuk.
Something will be a difficult day for the Petito family to have to hear this information. Dr. Brent Blue, the coroner in Teton County, Wyoming, will speak via Zoom conference this afternoon with the media and then take some questions, releasing the final autopsy results, the cause of her death, the official identification, and the date that they believe Gabby died. Her body found September 19th there at Grand Teton National Park. Petito family holding that memorial service on Long Island September 26th. The information, of course, crucial in the investigation. Also trying to find Brian Laundrie still. He's been missing for 4 weeks now. It was September 14th. He told his parents in Florida he was going hiking, and he disappeared. Glenn Shuck, 1010 Wins, here in Midtown.
1010 Wins will carry the coroner's news conference. That's at 2:30 this afternoon. A memorial mass has been held for the New Jersey oncology nurse pushed to the pavement in Times Square by a robbery suspect. The Philippine Consulate General of New York organized the service for 58-year-old Maria Ambrosio. They also called for more police protection for the Asian community and...
Oh, weren't you trying to defund the fucking police?
Police say the 26-year-old suspect is homeless. After Ambrosio died over the weekend, a charge of second-degree murder was added. The city's top cop is acknowledging the rise in overall crime in the 5 boroughs. Joining us live this morning on 1010 Wins, he said the NYPD is working on it.
According to NYPD Commissioner Dermot Shea, many recent crimes have been committed by repeat offenders. An arrest can only go so far.
You know, we had a case in Brooklyn, Tennessee. Individual
breakthrough infections. Johnson & Johnson says its data shows increased protection after a booster dose and that it could be administered as early as 2 months after the first vaccine. A decision on booster doses for the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson shots could come as soon as the weekend or early next week. The final debate between the two major party candidates for New Jersey governor is scheduled for tonight. Former Assemblyman Jack Ciattarelli is expected to continue hitting Governor Murphy on issues including taxes, the pandemic response, and Murphy supported the bill that would codify abortion rights in New Jersey. With no independent polling since their last debate, it's unclear whether Ciattarelli made up any...
How come I can't... My phone's not ringing. Hey.
Do we have Roz's paper downstairs?
Do we have what?
Roz's paper.
Rosin paper? I think we have like a half roll downstairs. That's it.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
You got it. Bye.
It just falls on deaf ears, and the North Koreans return to their default worldview of the world being a hostile, menacing place.
Because it is.
Well, Seoul's defense minister says South Korea and U.S. intelligence authorities are analyzing the North Korean missiles. There are no further details. Wednesday news time 11:47. Jury selection begins today in the trial of Rudy Giuliani associate Lev Parnas. Parnas is accused of orchestrating 2 complex campaign finance schemes, one of which overlapped with Giuliani's attempt in 2019 to find political dirt in Ukraine on then presidential candidate Joe Biden. Giuliani is not charged in this case. Some big meetings on tap for President Biden today. Here's Karen Travers.
President Biden is back at the White House after spending a long weekend at his home in Delaware. He has no public events on his schedule today. This morning, he attends a virtual meeting with leaders of G20 nations, the world's largest economies, to discuss coordination on Afghanistan. But that conversation is closed to reporters.
And that was Karen Travers with that report. The White House says the president discussed counterterrorism and rescue efforts in Afghanistan during that virtual meeting with G20 leaders, including the need to stay focused on continuing threats from the ISIS splinter group, ISIS-K.
ISIS-K.
A pretrial hearing is being held concerning the attack 3 years ago that killed 11 people and wounded 7 others at a synagogue there. 49-year-old Robert Bowers facing more than 60 federal charges, including hate crimes. He has pleaded not guilty. If convicted, he could get the death penalty. When news time 11:49, the heir to the British throne is detailing another effort to reduce his personal carbon footprint.
Can't electrify your favorite old car?
Where the fuck did he come up with
problem for Prince Charles. He tells the BBC.
My old Aston Martin, which I've done for 51 years, runs on, can you believe this, surplus English white wine. And whey for the cheese press.
Yep, he says he's changed the fuel source to bioethanol, made from cheese and wine. And he says he did it 13 years ago. The 72-year-old royal says world leaders need to do more than just talk. They gather in Glasgow, Scotland at the end of the month for the UN Climate Summit.
And Deborah Rodriguez with that report, and we will take a look at the roads and the rails.
Chapel in the New York area sets a greater standard
Jesus Christ.
than Riverside Memorial Chapel. This is Charles Solomon, president of Riverside. Since 1897, our dedication to the personal needs of every family, including financial concerns, comes first. Strict dedication to Jewish law is unparalleled. Calls are answered 24/7 by a licensed funeral professional, not answering services. Transfers to Israel are safely expedited, and funeral prearranging is worry-free,
Brooklyn brakes on the westbound side of the LIE from the Clearview to Main Street. Then more slowdown as you approach the Queens Midtown Tunnel and the westbound Grand Central and eastbound. That slows down both ways by the Kew Gardens interchange. Your jam-packed both ways on the BQE at the Brooklyn Bridge. Eastbound, the delays begin at the Belt Merge, and westbound is stopping still from the LIE. Road work slows you down on the eastbound side of the Staten Island Expressway at Bradley Avenue, and in the Bronx, you're just loaded up on the westbound.
Staten Island's always fucked with traffic.
With a broken down tractor trailer in the center lane. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 60 minutes to the outbound towards 15 on the inbound side. It's also sluggish both ways at the Throgs Neck Bridge. In New Jersey, eastbound 280 and exit 1W, a flipped over dump truck in the left lane. And here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. Eastbound LIE approaching Best Highway. A car fire takes down the right and center lanes. Looking good on the northern and the southern, but southbound on the Meadowbrook at Merrick Road, there's a misplaced tractor trailer. This report is sponsored by Security Dodge. I'm Sue Aller. Our next report at 12:01 on 1010 Wins.
Hey, Lex, this is Michelle Khaleesi from Security Dodge. Come get some. 0% for 84 months on a all new Ram 1500 plus the best inventory around. Come get some. Shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com during our Ram Power Days.
Let's get the updated AccuWeather forecast. Meteorologist Carrie Schwendenhammer.
Well, it's another warm day for the first half of October. Clouds and some sunny breaks. The high of 70 this afternoon in the city. Even warmer in some inland suburbs. Then mostly cloudy and mild tonight. There is a fog and a low of 62. Sunny clouds with a warmer afternoon tomorrow. The high 74. Dare I say even warmer yet Thursday and Friday. Some sunshine. The high 77 on Thursday. And we're approaching 80 on Friday. Right now 65 and cloudy in Central Park. Humidity 78%. The wind northeast at 10. 65 going up to 70 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather's Carrie Schwendenhammer on New York's weather station. 1010 Win.
Thank you, Carrie. An environmentally friendly policy is about to take effect in France.
France's Environment Ministry saying the country will ban plastic packaging for nearly all fruit and vegetables starting in January 2022. The movement to help reduce plastic waste. The list of produce includes leeks, eggplants, tomatoes, apples, bananas, and oranges. The announcement comes ahead of the COP26 climate summit. World leaders will gather in Scotland next month to double down on the climate goals laid out in the Paris Agreement.
And that was Inez de la Cantera reporting. Coming right up in Money Watch, the world's biggest jewelry seller buying a new chain.
Hey everybody, this is Boomer Esiason, and I'm here to tell you all about United Healthcare and their Oxford products. They've served me well now for over 25 years, and I've been very happy with the coverage that I've received. In fact, they're not only my insurance carrier, United Healthcare also supports my foundation and our quest to find a cure for cystic fibrosis. You know, when you play pro football, you learn pretty fast that you can't win without teammates you can rely on. Well, the same is true of your health plan. That's why Oxford plans from United Healthcare include all kinds of support for your employees, like wellness programs that reward them for getting active, like $0 copays for 24/7 virtual care and access to thousands of local behavioral health providers available virtually or in person. Care for your employees and savings for you? Yeah, they have that. Check out Oxford now with more ways to help your employees and bottom line stay healthier. Contact your broker or visit uhc.com/Oxford to learn more. Oxford Insurance products are underwritten by Oxford Health Insurance Inc. Restrictions may apply. Plans and cost of coverage may vary. Call Protect My Car for details.
Look, money's tight for everyone right now. It's been a tough year, and you sure don't need to get hit with a big, unexpected bill. Like, what if your car breaks down right now? How are you paying the bill? If it's your transmission, that's over $3,000. Your engine, up to $6,000. Even minor repairs like your air conditioning can hit your wallet hard. Here's the good news. If you have a car, truck, or SUV that's $19.99 or newer, you can stop paying for repairs right now. That's right. With Protect My Car, when your car breaks down, we pay your repair bill for you. Just dial 800-279-2827 on your mobile phone now to get started. Protect My Car pays for repairs to your engine, transmission, air conditioning, suspension, and so much more. Dial 800-279-2827.
I have a lot of people trying to cut in right now.
Dial 800-279-2827.
That's why this sudden stops.
And get free roadside assistance, free towing, free car rental,
There's
and free
another
oil
one.
changes. Dial 800-279-2827 and never pay for car repairs again. Dial 800-279-2827.
I mean, how hard is it just to stay in fucking lane?
And for Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins, sponsored by John Thorough Cancer Center, and here's Andrew O'Day.
Bridget, it already owns K Jewelers, Zales, Jared, the currently rebranding Piercing Pagoda, and other jewelry chains. And now Signet Jewelers is buying more bling. Pending regulatory approval, it will pay $490
shit.
Stocks rose, then tumbled, then just as the trampoline was on the floor of the stock exchange, shot up again, only to settle back down. Right now, the Dow is gaining 29, Nasdaq up 10, S&P 500 up 3. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Dang for 1010 Wins.
I'm here with Dr. Glenn Gedgerman, the medical director of tomotherapy at the John Thera Cancer Center at Hackensack University Medical Center. Dr. Gedgerman, what are examples of cancers treated with tomotherapy?
In treating prostate cancer, tomotherapy.
Fucking Christ. There's so many goddamn commercials. Where is my lighter? Oh, it's in my pocket. Come on, you want to cut everyone? Move the fuck up.
If you qualify for substantial cash compensation, we represent thousands of 9/11 clients. Let us help you with your claim. The time to file a claim is now. Call 800-903-5979 right now. That's 800-903-5979. 800-903-5979. Finding it difficult to keep up with daily activities such as dressing, cooking, and personal hygiene? Consider Aliyah Home Care. Aliyah Home Care is a full-service licensed home care agency. They guide patients through the office and seamless process of securing home health care. Aliyah Home Care is committed to bringing you compassionate, quality health care at your home. Call now, 718-879-1414. Aliyah Home Care allows you to get the services you need in the comfort of your home. Looking for work? Aliyah Home Care is now hiring certified home health aides. Call 718-879-1414. Aliyah Home Care offers flexible schedules, live-in and hourly shifts, health benefits, and travel incentives. Aliyah Home Care serves Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, and Manhattan. To apply, call 718-879-1414. Start today. Call now, 718-879-1414. That's 718-879-1414.
WINS, WINS-HD, WAWHD, New York.
An Odyssey station.
Right,
says clouds, some sunny breaks too, with a high up around 70 miles tonight. Down into 60. More people get their news from 1010 Wins. And from any other radio station in the nation, Sharon Barnes Waters, our service aide, Julie Vaughn writing, Kyle McMorrow, our producer, and Justin Schrager at the editor's desk.
All news, all the time.
Oh yeah.
In 1010 Wins, New York.
Good afternoon, clouds and 65 degrees at high noon. I'm Bridget Quinn. Here's what's happening.
My temperature says 71.
Today, the family of Gabby Petito gets the grim news. A coroner out west is releasing his autopsy report. Coming up, we'll take a closer live look at this story with a crime analyst. A federal judge has ruled that New York State has to continue to allow healthcare workers to seek exemptions on religious grounds from the state's vaccine mandate. A subway flashing on the Upper East Side. Aladdin reopens on Broadway tonight. And AccuWeather says summertime continues. Breaks of sun today with a high up around 70. Wings News Time 12:01. Let's get you to lunch. Traffic and transit now. Sue Aller.
Well, hopefully you have something to eat in the car because it's a long, tough ride on the Van Bush Expressway northbound near Rockaway Boulevard with a car fire. 2 right lanes are blocked, but then the delays continue both ways at Atlantic Avenue, and that's all because of construction. You're also tied up on the northbound side of the Cross Island Parkway with repair work at Jamaica Avenue. In Manhattan southbound FDR Drive, that slows down from the RFK Triborough Bridge to the 70s. In the Bronx, the northbound Hutch just loaded up near Westchester Avenue with an accident in the left lane and still clearing this broken down tractor trailer on the westbound Cross Bronx Expressway right near the major Deegan Expressway. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Pretty tough getting to the outbound George. 60 minutes from the Cross Bronx Expressway approach, the major Deegan, Harlem River Drive, all jammed up. Best approach will be the West Side Highway. Inbound is a 15-minute delay. Then you got to slow down both ways at the Throsneck Bridge. In New Jersey, eastbound 280 at exit 1W in Parsippany, a flipped over dump truck. Here's what we see on Long Island. Big 3, good news. Eastbound LIE at Fence Highway, car fire cleared. No problems on the southern or the northern. This report is sponsored by Palisade Jewelers. Traffic interns at every 10 minutes on the ones and breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Sue Alleron, 10 wins.
For 70 years, Palisade Jewelers has paid the highest price for gold, fine watches, estate jewelry, and diamonds. Need quick cash? Palisade Jewelers pays top dollar. Call 201-871-0400, 201-871-0400, or PalisadeJewelers.com.
The family of Gabby Petito today gets the news they never wanted to get. How Gabby died and when. The Wyoming coroner who did the autopsy details his report this afternoon. 1010 Wins will have his news conference live coming up at 2:30 this afternoon. Let's go live to the 1010 Wins newsline right now. And joining us is Brad Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorism analyst. Brad, as for the cause of death, how does that potentially provide clues to finding Gabby's killer?
So, depending on what was used, if anything was used, like a firearm, like some sort of ligature, that either one of those could potentially leave clues. For instance, clues, fingerprints, etc. If it's strangulation, it would be potentially parts on the body, or even potentially DNA, depending on which state she was in when they found her. It may also provide some sort of link to the killer. If in fact Brian Laundrie is involved in this, and was there something involved in the manner of death that can link it to him?
Was her body found soon enough after her disappearance that there would still be DNA evidence?
Well, maybe. I'd have to know more about exactly where she was. I'm going to presume she was outside. What damage has been caused to the body by elements, rain, sun, animals, etc., without getting too graphic here, that could give them potential clues. It's a little fascinating that they gave manner of death, homicide, they didn't cause of death, which I presume we'll hear in a couple of hours. Perhaps closer to maybe further knowing what exactly happened. Another thing, maybe if he, and hopefully he will, the coroner will talk about location of the body. In other words, for example, was somebody pushed down a ravine and maybe was harmed before they were pushed? Those type of things all potentially are helpful in figuring out exactly what happened.
Right, and the timing, Brad, of course, crucial as well. Her body found on September 19th, I believe, and the person of interest, Brian Laundrie, came home on the 1st of September. So we might get information about the timing of her death today as well, right?
I would think so. I mean, you're talking almost 3 weeks, potentially. She wasn't seen, apparently, since the end of August, according to the most accurate account, I think. So, to your point earlier...
Alright, so the machine is not ready. It's too expensive to repair. It is not worth it. So now we're gonna go to this place. Alright, got a 30-minute drive. Get her done. Back on.
Baby aspirin to prevent colorectal cancer, saying more research is needed. It's not just toilet paper and Clorox wipes. There have been supply problems in all kinds of products since the beginning of the pandemic, and now one New Jersey lawmaker is looking to do something about that, as we hear from our Glenn Schuck.
As small businesses and families look to emerge from the pandemic and somehow get back on track, supply chain issues, shipping delays, and seemingly higher costs in almost everything. So what's the issue? Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer.
Right, so much of it now actually supplies come over from China on through one of 5 shipping companies. And believe it or not, before COVID, it was about $1,000 to fill one of those big containers he's going to ship. Now it's $25,000, $30,000 to fill for a container. So what they're doing, I think, sticking it to our small businesses and our families because they think they can right now.
So now he's urging Homeland Security and Congress to investigate what he calls collusive behavior between these 5 shipping companies, all based overseas. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, here at Port Newark.
A subway slashing to report here in the city. This one happened overnight at 63rd and Lexington on the Q train when a robber tried to steal 2 men's wallet, watch, and cell phone. 2 men had to be taken to Mount Sinai, both slashed in their hands. The suspect right now still on the loose. Wins News Time, 12:17. Aladdin hoping for a new world, at least a fresh start when the curtain rises on the Broadway show tonight. The show was closed for 18 months during the pandemic, and then after it reopened, it had to close again. September 29th, when breakthrough COVID cases were reported.
And let me guess, they were vaccinated, because at the time the theater had to be vaccinated.
William Shatner becomes the oldest person to fly into space when the Amazon Blue Origin lifts off from West Texas tomorrow morning. But is it safe for a 90-year-old to travel to the cosmos? Columbia University engineering professor and former NASA astronaut Mike Massimino doesn't think so. He was with us live on 1010 Wins, saying really it's more about training than age.
Always concerned about your health because you're required to be in space for longer periods of time, and you want to make sure that you're going to be healthy that entire time and able to do your job. In this case, it's a little bit, it's a lot different, you know, and so that your medical requirements, the shape you're in, your age really doesn't have that much to do with it.
Massimino says it's more important that Shatner knows how to get into and out of his seat in case of an emergency, especially without Spock or Bones there to help him. He was a Super Bowl winning coach with a 10-year, $100 million contract with the NFL's Raiders. But John Gruden has stepped down after the release of a flood of offensive emails.
Former Las Vegas Raiders coach John Gruden says he never meant to hurt anyone. Gruden issued a statement Monday night after resigning, saying he loves the Raiders and did not want to be a distraction. Gruden stepped down after the New York Times reported that he frequently used racist, misogynistic, and homophobic language in emails he sent before being hired by the Raiders in 2018. A lead source confirms the accuracy of the emails and says they were sent to the Raiders last week. Raiders owner Mark Davis issued a statement Monday night saying only that he accepted Gruden's resignation. I'm Mike Hempton.
I'm back to space for a moment, emanating from the Milky Way galaxy. Unusual radio waves. Space experts say the signals could mean a previously unknown stellar object is out there in that galaxy. What is it? Well, maybe a star, or a star which emits solar flares. It seems an object was detected using an Australian radio telescope, but they think they need a stronger telescope afternoon, we have clouds and 67 degrees at 12:20. I'm Bridget Quinn. Here's what's happening. A coroner is about to release the report on how and when Gabby Petito was killed. A report says the city streets open to pedestrians, closed to cars during the pandemic, aren't so open after all. New Jerseyans worried about paying double tolls to drive into Manhattan get to attend an MTA hearing tonight. A Rudy Giuliani associate goes on trial today. Giving Star Point guard Kyrie Irving another reason to consider getting that COVID shot. 10-10 Winds AccuWeather says for this afternoon, a few breaks of sun, warm for early October, the high 70 degrees. Winds due time 12:21, time for traffic and transit. You're up, Sue Eller.
Northbound Hutchinson River Parkway, right by Westchester Avenue, an accident and it takes out the left lane. This report is sponsored by the Exogen Thermometers. Accuracy matters. And on the Cross Bronx westbound, still clearing this broken down tractor trailer by the Major D, and the center lane is closed. In Queens, stop and go delays on the northbound Van Wyck by Rockaway Boulevard. Earlier vehicle fire. The right lane is closed, cleaning a fuel spill here. You're also tied up on the northbound side of the Cross Island Parkway at Jamaica Avenue because of construction. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Looking pretty good at the inbound George Washington Bridge, Lincoln and Holland tunnels, but not so good on the outbound side of the George Washington Bridge. About 45 to 60 minutes. Really heavy from the Cross Bronx Expressway approach. Delays go all the way back to Castle Hill Avenue. In New Jersey, westbound Route 24 by Brookdale Road in Florham Park. There's another car fire. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big Three, a nice ride on the LIE Northern and the Southern State. And now this message. Not sure if you have COVID, fever is the leading sign, so be vigilant and use the only thermometer with proven accuracy in more than 100 studies.
Why do you instantly assume it's COVID? You get a fever for fucking anything. Fucking allergies. People get fevers.
The coroner in Wyoming who did the autopsy on Gabby Petito releases his report in about 2 hours. Here's 10-10 Winds newsman Glenn Schuck.
The FBI found Gabby Petito's remains in Wyoming back in September 19th at campground at Teton National Park. That preliminary autopsy then led to the ruling that her death was a homicide. So today we'll get more details of this final autopsy report, the cause of Gabby's death and when she died, from Brent Blue, who's the coroner in Teton, Wyoming, who'll provide details via Zoom with a conference with media. Now, as for Brian Laundrie, the 23-year-old who is still missing, it was 4 weeks ago today. His parents say he left their home in Florida to go for a hike in a reserve. They didn't report him missing until 3 days later. Again, the search for him continues. Glenn Schuck, 10-10 Winds, here in Midtown.
Has the de Blasio administration backed off its Open Streets program? It started in the summer of 2020 with the goal of closing streets to cars so New Yorkers could enjoy outdoor spaces more during the pandemic. But now, Transportation Alternatives reports that of the 274 street segments listed as part of the program, 54% of them did not have barriers to keep cars out. A DOT spokesman says the Open Streets program was merely an emergency response and not permanent. From the rise in shootings to subway assaults and muggings in Times Square, the city's top cop says the NYPD is working on it. But joining us live on 10-10 Winds, he said police cannot do it alone.
NYPD Commissioner Dermot Shea says bail reform has made policing more difficult and has contributed to the spike in crime.
It's a real tough battle that we're facing right now. When you see instances of people over and over arrested and nothing happens to them, that's the changes that New Yorkers are demanding to be addressed.
He says small changes have to be made.
And you got to give a judge the ability to say this person needs to be in jail. Every other state in the country does it.
And he says for some crimes, some repeat offenders get a desk appearance ticket and many go on to commit more crimes.
It's a combination of you got to have the cops, you got to have them in the right spot. So when we make these arrests and we're making them over and over again, you have to have consequences for the people that are committing these crimes.
Samantha Lee with 10-10 Winds News.
New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer sent a letter to Governor Hochul when she first took office.
Well, you can't let fucking people out if they committed a fucking crime.
Entering the
That just doesn't make fucking sense.
Today he told 10-10 Winds that he is still waiting for a response.
I mean, crickets from Governor Hochul. But I'll tell you this. You've seen Governor Murphy pick up and say, absolutely not on my watch. He's coming out swinging in the last week and said, we're not going to allow this new congestion tax again.
Congestion
Elements of the congestion pricing plan say it's just another tax on people who are already paying too much, and that it's really unfair for New Jersey drivers. They already pay tolls.
Yeah.
New Jersey residents will get to sound off at a Zoom meeting being held by the MTA at 6 this evening. Winds news time, 12:26, and that makes it time for Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Winds. Here's Andrew O'Day.
World airlines are clearly more comfortable now with Boeing 737 MAX airplanes. The MAX is the model that underwent safety overhauls following 2 deadly crashes and a worldwide grounding. Boeing says 26 of its 35 deliveries of completed aircraft last month and 198 of its 241 delivered planes so far this year have been MAXes. Boeing also booked 27 new jet orders last month, of which 16 were
nice.
MAXes.
Blow a red light.
Stocks are flailing up and down today as traders try to gauge inflation risk and wait for tomorrow's start of the quarterly barrage of earnings reports. Right now, the Dow is gaining 52, NASDAQ up 28, S&P 500 rising 6. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26:56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 Winds.
And much more coming up at the bottom of the hour right here on 1010 Winds, including a brand new chapter in the Kyrie Irving vaccination controversy. But first, your allergy alert forecast, and it's sponsored by ENT and Allergy Associates. Book online anytime or call them today and you will get in to see them today. Go!
Winds family, if you heat your home with oil, you must hear this message. Larry Mullins here. Low-price home heating oil is now available to 1010 Winds listeners at a fixed price that you can save hundreds of dollars a year on your home heating bill. If you think you're paying too much to heat your home, then pick up your phone and dial 866-OIL-DEAL right now to see how much you, a loyal 1010 Winds listener, can save on heating oil. The Home Heating Oil Service Center is staffed 24/7, and mechanics are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to ensure your family is never left in the cold. Just dial 866-OIL-DEAL. That's 866-OIL-DEAL. The heating oil line is now open for 1010 Winds listeners. Think you're paying too much for your home heating oil service? Call the Home Heating Oil line now to see how much you can save on home heating costs this winter. Don't wait. There's no reason to pay too much for home heating oil. You can get the best service, 24-hour mechanics, and a low flat rate for this home heating season guaranteed. So call now. 866-OIL-DEAL. That's 866-OIL-DEAL.
Hi, it's Dr. Dave Choksi with an update about COVID-19 booster shots. Let's talk about who, when, and how. Pfizer booster shots are now available for people 65 or older, people who live in nursing homes, adults with an underlying medical condition like
Shut
diabetes.
the fuck up. People don't want to take that shit. Stop forcing them. Fucking can't stand that shit. Talking about it. Like Joe Biden once said, come on, man. Come on, man.
Trump and Giuliani to raise his profile. Parnas is accused of making unlawful campaign donations, some of which overlap with Giuliani's quest in Ukraine to unearth information that could damage then presidential candidate Joe Biden. Parnas and co-defendant Andrei Kukushkin have both pleaded not guilty.
Aaron Katersky reporting, and coming right up, we'll take a look at how long this warm weather is going to last, a live AccuWeather update, and also we will give you a preview of tonight's big gubernatorial debate. But first, at 12:31, it is time for traffic and transit, and good afternoon, Greg Rice.
Well, good afternoon, Bridget. The ride across Staten Island is going to last longer than it should. Eastbound side, getting over to Bradley Avenue, the right lane down with repair work. We see the cones and we see the jam all the way back to the West Shore Expressway. The 1010 Winds jam cam also shows us a breakdown blocking the left lane of the westbound Grand Central right at the BQA split off, so you're slow from LaGuardia Airport. Another car burst into flames in New Jersey. This one on Route 24, so you got an absolute mess either way to Brookdale Road. The fire is westbound, but smoke is obviously visible both ways. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound George, good enough for the upper and lower. West side, by far the best ride that's going to get you out of town. Lincoln and Holland are fine. Citybound Midtown tunnel is just abysmal at this hour. Brooklyn-bound Brooklyn Bridge, not awful, just not great either. Queens-bound Whitestone and Throgsneck a bit bad. If you can get to the RFK, you should, because down to the Bronx, it is your best bet. Northbound Hutch off the Whitestone Bridge, you got a 3-car wreck in the left lane. And a jam called the Barnes Firm Traffic Tip Line at 844-JAM-1010. That's 844-JAM-1010. Traffic sponsored by the Barnes Firm. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Wins.
Hey, doctors represent actual clients.
We were in a bad truck accident. We needed help. I called the Barnes Firm. It was the best call I could have made. I'm Rich Barnes. How much is your case worth? Call the Barnes Firm now. It might be the best call you could make.
Our results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Manhattan, Long Island.
As promised, your AccuWeather forecast. Let's go live to meteorologist Kerry Schwindenhammer.
Well, heading through this afternoon, the warmth once again. For early October standard, 70 degrees is not bad. Even warmer, though, in some of the inland suburbs. This all despite the lack of sunshine we're going to see for parts of the day today. Mostly cloudy and mild tonight. Some areas of fog, a low of 62. Then we turn a bit warmer tomorrow. Sunny clouds with a high of 74. It'll be quite warm Thursday and Friday. Some sunshine. The high Thursday 77. The high Friday 80. It's 67 and cloudy in central Park. Humidity 72%. And the wind northeast at 7 miles an hour. 67 headed up to 70 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather's Kerry Schwindenhammer on New York's weather station, 1010 Wind.
Well, thank you, Kerry. Kyrie Irving making headlines again today. He won't just be sending out home games anymore. The Nets announcing today that Irving won't play or practice with the team.
What you doing, you old fuck?
Until he can play in all of their games. Under the city's indoor vaccine mandate, Irving isn't allowed to play Nets games at Barclays because he hasn't been vaccinated against COVID. Nets were hoping that if he continued to balk at getting the shot, he could at least play on the road. But Nets GM Sean Marks said he and the team's owner ultimately decided to cut the cord.
When you make a decision like this, one that you don't want to do it hastily. Again, involve all the parties. Think about all the variety of different outcomes. I think we all know what our objective is this year and how a decision like this may be able to affect that ultimate objective. So they're never easy decisions.
Under rules set up this year, NBA players won't be paid for games they miss because of COVID violations, but since it's the team's decision not to play Kyrie on the road, he will only lose checks from home games. There were plenty of fireworks last time, and tonight it's Bill Murphy versus Jack Ciattarelli in the second New Jersey gubernatorial debate. The latest polls have the Democratic incumbent anywhere between 9 and 14 points ahead of the Republican former assemblyman, though there was no poll taken after debate number 1. Ciattarelli has been hitting Murphy on taxes and COVID and police reform. Murphy's been tying Ciattarelli to Donald Trump, who lost the Garden State to President Biden by 16 points. Lego wants you to know their sets are not just for boys.
Lego is ready for girls. It's the name of the company's latest campaign to break gender stereotypes and make products more accessible to all kids. Lego says gender bias can hamper the creative process. It's also calling on parents to champion more inclusive play. According to new research, Lego is still perceived as more of a boy brand, with 59% of parents
boys like building, girls don't.
to build with Lego bricks. 48%
Legos is universal. It doesn't have to be boys or girls. It's both. It's everybody.
Anything.
Monica Rich.
Which doesn't make fucking sense. Why they have to make it more accessible for girls. If girls liked it, then they would be playing with it. My daughter plays with it.
And with this warm weather week, are you still swimming
I don't see what the fucking big issue
in the
is.
middle of winter?
The Scandinavians are particularly fond of
The parents' fucking choice.
And now, Danish scientists say it makes the body burn fat more quickly and may help people lose weight. But is it worth it? The results suggest that a total of 24 hours spent in freezing water burns an extra 500 calories. And one of the authors suggests setting your thermostat to below 68 degrees would probably do the same thing.
Vicki Barker reporting. Time now for 1010 Wins Entertainment. Aside from wondering who the next permanent host will be, Jeopardy fans have been watching to find out how long Matt Amodio would be the champion. Host Maya Bialik with last night's final reveal. Matt Amodio, you have $10,600. What was your
My man, you're going like 7 miles an hour. Let's go.
Unfortunately, that's not correct. The Yale PhD student had won 38 games, more than $1.5 million before last night's episode. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler got some good reviews for their Golden Globe shtick last year.
I'm Tina Fey coming to you from the beautiful Rainbow Room in New York City, where indoor dining and outdoor muggings are back. Yes. And I am Amy Poehler here at the Beverly Hilton District 7 New Angeles.
But the award show will not be on television next year. The Hollywood Foreign Press says it will hand out the 79th annual awards. It just won't air them. The awards have come under a lot of criticism.
You're not even going 20 miles an hour, my man.
There is not one African American among the 87 Hollywood Foreign Press voters. After 18 years of playing Leroy Jethro Gibbs, Mark Harmon's last episode on NCIS aired last night. He played Gibbs, as we say, for 18 years, ever since the character was introduced on the show Jag back in 2003. Top stories are coming up on 1010 Wins.
Do you have dry, damaged hair? Try Pantene Daily Moisture Renewal Conditioner. The color-safe form.
God, these fucking commercials are crazy. Investing, there's always a risk of loss.
And Medicaid. Learn more about the new Medicare Advantage plans from VNSNY Choice that make healthy living easier. With VNSNY Choice, you get more than regular Medicare. Ask about the OTC card that can buy over-the-counter health items and even groceries, depending on the plan you choose. What are you waiting for? Don't miss out. Call 718-4CHOICE or visit vnsnychoice.org today to learn more. That's 718-4CHOICE or visit vnsnychoice.org. VNSNY Choice Medicare is a Medicare Advantage organization with Medicare and Medicaid contracts, offering HMO, D-SNP, and HMO plans. Enrollment in BNSNY Choice Medicare depends on contract renewal.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes.
Give us 22 minutes. We'll give you the world.
Good Tuesday afternoon. We have clouds and 67 degrees at 12:40. I'm Bridget Quinn. Here's
Really? Because it's 73 for me.
We are less than 2 hours away now from the Petito family getting more dreaded answers today from the coroner out west. The autopsy report is being released. There's new advice on aspirin use for preventing heart attacks. Fewer cancellations on Southwest Airlines today. Coming up, our Sam Liebman at LaGuardia, plus what the CEO says about why this happened. With the holiday season coming up, a New Jersey congressman is calling on the federal government to do something about pandemic-era supply trouble. And the language we all want to learn these days, thanks to a hit TV show. AccuWeather says a mild one again today, warm for early October, a high up around 70. Some of the inland suburbs could see 75. Wind speeds on 12.
I see 73.
What are we seeing on the roads and rails, Greg Rice?
Well, to and from the Bronx, we're seeing a mess centered around the Whitestone Bridge. Right off of the Bronx-bound span, they've cleared a 3-car crash out of the left lane to the shoulder, but it's still there, so everybody wants to sneak in. Now, getting on to the Queens-bound Whitestone Bridge, you got to sidestep a crash into the final overpass, and everybody's backed up right now through the area. The Throngs Neck Bridge, warts it all, going to be an easier ride either way. RFK, if that's closer, yeah, that's better too. City-bound Midtown Tunnel, messy. The city-bound George behaves, but only the west side really does getting you out of town. Lincoln Tunnel's okay either way. The Holland Tunnel outbound right now is already up to about a 25 to 30-minute ride. From whatever reason, the Varick Street approach is going to be the absolute worst of it. Cross Island Parkway northbound repair crews near Jamaica Avenue, they've got you bunched up from right off the Southern State. And in the Belt Parkway and the Staten Island Expressway, you got eastbound repair work at Bradley Avenue blocking the right lane, backing you up all the way to the West Shore Expressway. I'm Greg Rice, our next report at 12:51 on 1010 Wins.
It takes 2 vaccines to help protect you this season, the flu and COVID-19. And now you can get both shots at the same visit. Learn more at cdc.gov/vaccines.
Wings News Time 12:42. We know that Gabby Petito's death has been ruled a homicide, but today the coroner who conducted the autopsy will tell us the cause and the time of death. ABC News crime analyst Brad Garrett joined us live on 1010 Wins to talk about the possibilities.
Depending on what was used, if anything was used, like a firearm, like some sort of ligature, either one of those is potentially lead clues, forensic clues, fingerprints, etc. If it's strangulation, it would be potentially parts on the body, or even potentially DNA, depending on what state she was in when they found her.
The Wyoming coroner who did the autopsy on Petito details his report at 2:30 this afternoon. We will have that live on 1010 Wins. The body of Petito found last month in Bridger Teton National Forest about a week or so after she was reported missing during a cross-country road trip with her fiancé Brian Laundrie. Laundrie, as you might know, has since been named a person of interest, and he returned to his family's home in Florida about a week before Gabby was reported missing. He refused to speak with investigators and has not been seen or heard from since the middle of last month. A federal judge has ruled that New York must continue to allow healthcare workers to seek exemption from a statewide vaccine mandate on religious grounds. As a lawsuit challenging the requirement proceeds, meantime, a small group of New York City teachers who object to getting the COVID vaccine will try again today to convince a federal judge to stop the city's mandate.
The mandate requires vaccination for about 150,000 employees at the nation's largest school district. A few thousand, about 5% of employees, refused and were placed on unpaid leave, though they can return if they change their mind and receive a first dose. Michael Cain and 9 other educators who all said their sincerely held religious beliefs compel them to forego the vaccine are seeking an injunction. They've called the policy reckless, senseless, and a violation of their constitutional rights. The city has called it lawful, and so far the courts have agreed.
Aaron Katursky there, an influential health guidelines group, is now advising against older adults taking low-dose aspirin to prevent a first heart attack or stroke. The new draft guidelines guidelines from the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force point to mounting evidence that the risk of serious side effects from a daily aspirin regimen far outweighs the benefits. The updated advice
Guessing
is
this
for
is
people.
it. Yep, that's it. Away we go. I have to take Linden Boulevard down. Let's see if they're talking about the vaccine again.
Sports car to an unusual fuel. Can't electrify your favorite old car? It's no problem for Prince Charles. He tells the BBC.
That's nonsense. Goes on feeling this surface English white wine and way the cheapest.
Yep, he says he's changed the fuel source to bioethanol made from cheese and wine. He says he did it 13 years ago. 72-year-old Boyle says world leaders need to do more than just talk. We gather in Glasgow, Scotland at the end of the month for the UN Climate Summit. Deborah Rodriguez with that. All eyes on that big climate conference in Scotland, and the UK official who is presiding
Seriously, they have these summits all the fucking time and nothing has changed.
Alok Sharma says funding for
Absolutely
poor
nothing.
nations is vital to the success of the summit, and without it, the climate change summit is well nigh impossible in his words. He wants more developed countries to provide $100 billion.
Closest thing to climate change crap was Elon Musk. And it's just electricity.
He wants to build a invincible military.
We have some mixed messages from Kim, cited by state media. On the one hand, insisting war itself is the enemy rather than a specific country, but then blaming the US for tensions that can't easily be resolved, and threatening strong actions against the South, which he says has double standards. It all adds to a tense mood, with weapon development making progress here on the peninsula, while dialogue remains stalled.
Alex Jensen reporting there, and at 12:51.
Honestly, just fucking unite the North and the South. Problem solved.
There's never just one thing on the VQE Gowanus combination. Is it westbound side? You got to deal with all that traffic from the LI right on down to the Brooklyn Bridge because of that pattern that now limits you to 2 lanes through the area, and then the outbound Gowanus from right around 7th Avenue to the Verrazano is standstill because of repair work on the ramp to the Staten Island bound upper level. Eastbound VQE, at least for now, that's just one thing. A whole lot of traffic from the Bell Bridge up to the Brooklyn Bridge with a long-term pattern affecting you that way as well. Staten Island Expressway doubled up to that name. Eastbound at Bradley Avenue, right lane repair work jams you up from the West Shore. Here's what you need to know about bridges and tunnels. Citybound George behaves up for lower west side. The best ride is going to get you out of town. Lincoln's about 10 minutes either way. Holland Tunnel's about 10, and the outbound ride is still going to run you at least an extra 20 minutes, especially off of Barracks Street. Traffic is sponsored by AR Cannabis Clinic. Need to get a medical marijuana card? Go to arcannabisclinic.com. If you qualify, they'll help you get a medical marijuana card today for as little as $99 from a licensed doctor. If you don't qualify, you'll get a refund. Go to arcannabisclinic.com. Always ready. Terms and conditions apply. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Wins.
And let's get the 1010 Winds AccuWeather 4-day forecast, and it's sponsored by the nursing home abuse law firm of Kelly, Grossman, and Kerrigan. Here's meteorologist Kerry Schwindenhammer.
Our stretch of warm weather continues, Bridget, and we're going to be looking at a fair amount of clouds this afternoon, but breaks of sun as well. A high 70 in the city, even warmer in some of the inland suburbs, and some fog patches developing tonight, mild with clouds. A low of 62, but in the mid-50s in the suburbs. Turning up for tomorrow. Sun and clouds with a high of 74. Then we're very warm Thursday and Friday. Some sunshine. The high Thursday is 77. Friday's high around 80. 67 and cloudy in Central Park. Humidity 72%. And the wind northeast at 7 miles an hour. 67 going up to 70 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Carrie Schwindenhammer on New York's weather station 1010 Wind.
Interest in learning Korean has spiked since the launch of the hit Netflix show Squid Game. Language learning app Duolingo reporting the 9-part Korean survival thriller has increased new users by 76%.
I don't know why people want to start learning Korean though.
If you or a loved one has been a victim of nursing home abuse, call the law offices of Kelly Grossman and Kerrigan at 1-800-ELDERLY. If you believe that you or someone you love has experienced bed sores, falls, fractures, or other abuse or health problems as a result of inattention while being cared for in a nursing home or residential facility, call 1-800-ELDERLY. Kelly Grossman and Kerrigan are experienced trial attorneys who are assisted by a legal team including medical experts experienced in nursing home neglect and abuse. The Kelly Grossman Kerrigan team helped others win an $18.75 million verdict in Brooklyn, $3.75 million in compensatory damages, and $15 million punitive damages against nursing homes. Nursing homes are now open, and you can check on your loved ones. If you suspect abuse, call 1-800-ELDERLY. That's 1-800-ELDERLY. 1-800-353-3759 or at ktkfirm.com.
For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on. You can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back. We've got yours. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Michelle, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up.
Can't make a left over here.
Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And stack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell. And engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gas. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
Wednesday's time 12:56, and that makes the time for Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins. Here's Andrew O'Day.
Every few minutes, the picture completely changes on Wall Street today. The market has been swinging between gains and losses like a pendulum. At the moment, the Dow is down 46, Nasdaq down 15, S&P 500 down 7. All of the volatility today as traders try to figure out the impact of inflation on U.S. and global economic growth prospects, further complicated by the International Monetary Fund, which today has trimmed back its forecast for worldwide growth this year, pointing to the Delta variant, strained supply chains, and accelerating inflation.
Trying to pin me.
Global GDP will be up 5.9% for 2021, following last year's 3.1% contraction. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26:56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 Wins.
Top stories are coming right up on 1010 Wins.
Suffering with knee arthritis pain and don't want surgery? Here's really good news. Research published...
bus was close. That dude just was not paying attention. That guy can't park. Shut the fuck up, someone's trying to turn, man. Oh, fuck. You know, fucking stupid cunt. Use your fucking signals, people.
Lincoln's okay either way. The Holland told the outbound approach figure X at 10 minutes off of Barrick. Everything else is in pretty good shape. Inbound Holland, that's going to behave as well. Queensbound Throgs Neck a bit slow. It's a lot slower. The Citybound Midtown Tunnel. The bridges to and from Staten Island behave even as the eastbound expressways west of Bradley Avenue where the right lane work. Traffic is sponsored by New York Institute of Technology. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 West.
At New York Tech, I spent time at a university that's purpose-built to elevate my career. I'll earn an affordable degree that's fulfilling my ambition, because this is my opportunity, and this is my place. Join our open house on October 18th. Go to nyit.edu.
And we're into the 1010 Wins newsroom about a
What are you doing?
to the New York City
What are you doing? Come on.
fighting for a religious exemption to the vaccine mandate. Word in that a judge has just denied their request for an injunction. 10 in number. Last week they lost their fight to stop the mandate, which requires vaccination for some 150,000 city education employees. A few thousand, about 5%, refused and were put on unpaid leave. If they go ahead and get a first dose, they would be able to go back to their job. Today is the day we find out exactly how Gabby Petito died. The coroner in Wyoming is about to release the autopsy results. Here's our Glenn Schuck.
The cause of Gabby Petito's death and the date she died, of course, will be crucial to the FBI's investigation, and we should learn that today as these final autopsy results unveiled by the Teton County, Wyoming coroner. That would be Brent Blue. He'll do that when he meets the media at a Zoom conference this afternoon. Preliminary autopsy in the days after Gabby's body was found, September 19th in Wyoming, leading to the determination that this was a homicide. Now, it was 4 weeks ago today, the 23-year-old Brian Laundrie left his parents' home in Florida. Roberta and Chris Laundrie reporting that their son was missing 3 days later. Laundrie still has not been found. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, here in Midtown.
Mayor de Blasio's Open Streets program is just over a year old, but the street safety advocacy group Transportation Alternative says it's been, in their words, mostly abandoned. Designed to provide more outdoor space for social distancing, it got some rave reviews in a lot of neighborhoods, but the group Transportation Alternative says the survey finds 54% of the 274 street segments listed as closed to traffic don't have barriers to keep the cars from going through. All this as traffic deaths and congestion increase in the city. A DOT spokesman saying the Open Streets program was just an emergency response to the pandemic. We've also reached out to City Hall for a response. Well, we hear a lot of stories, certainly every day, about more violence in the city. Police Commissioner Dermot Shea spoke with 1010 Wins about it.
From the rise in shootings in the Bronx to subway pushings to muggings in Times Square, NYPD Commissioner Dermot Shea says his agency is working on it, but cannot do it alone.
We have to make some small, common sense fixes to some of these laws that will go a long way to improving public safety.
Specifically, bail reform, which went into effect right before COVID. He pointed to the man accused of pushing down and killing a New Jersey nurse in Times Square who was released without bail a month earlier.
When you dissect these incidents, as we do each and every one, you see the opportunities to step in, whether it's to treat the mental illness or to incapacitate people and put them in jail.
Shea says judges need more discretion to set bail or order treatment. Samantha Leitman, 1010 Wins News.
The first New Jersey gubernatorial debate on September 28th was a contentious one. We'll see if that happens again tonight in the second and final face-off between incumbent Democrat Phil Murphy and his Republican challenger, Assemblyman Jack Ciattarelli. There's been no new polls since the last time they faced off, but polls before that gave Murphy as much as a 14-point lead. The debate tonight, 8 o'clock, Rowan University. The pushback continues against Mayor de Blasio's plan to phase out the Gifted and Talented program in New York City schools. Here's our Juliet Papa.
The mayor announced more of the plan, eliminating the test for 4-year-olds and parsing out instruction in a general classroom setting, and plans to hold public hearings.
We're going to go out to communities over the next 2 months. There's going to be community conversations.
Why is this guy still in office?
School districts.
He says he'll formulate a final program in December, his last month in office. Mayoral candidate Eric Adams has something to say about that on Good Day New York.
And so I'm going to reserve my right, if I'm fortunate to be mayor, to determine how we handle gifted and talented.
Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa tweeted that he will keep the program and increase testing resources so that students can prepare for the exam. Juliet Papa, 1010 Wins News.
Jury selection begins today in the trial of a one-time associate of Rudy Giuliani.
Before they hear any evidence against Soviet-born, Florida-based businessman Lev Parnas, prospective jurors here will be asked about former President Trump and Rudy Giuliani. Federal prosecutors have said they're among the bold-faced names that may come up at trial, since Parnas...
You want to drive today?
Trump and Giuliani.
Okay, thanks.
Profile. Parnas is accused of making unlawful campaign donations, some of which overlap with Giuliani's quest in Ukraine to unearth information that could damage then presidential candidate Joe Biden. Parnas and co-defendant Andrei Kukushkin have both pleaded not guilty.
Aaron Pitzer keep following that. On to Broadway now, opened, closed, and now Aladdin reopening again. The
Just to
Broadway show
close
came back to
again.
life late last month, and then it had to close again because of breakthrough COVID
Yup.
cases. An epidemiologist working with Disney says...
And the funny thing is, they had to be vaccinated.
...linked to just one particular positive case, and now they have started daily
But what happened? The
PCR
vaccine's
tests.
supposed to help.
Looks like Kyrie Irving will not just be sitting out home games this season. The Nets general manager, Sean Marks, announcing today that their star point guard won't play or practice with the team until he can play in all of their games.
But at the end of the day, I think we're looking at putting a group of people out there that are going to be able to participate fully. And that's what this comes down to. And we're not looking for partners that are going to be, half-time. I don't think that would be fair, not only on the team and staff and ownership and fans, but to be quite frank, not fair on Kyrie either.
Under the city's indoor vaccine mandate, Irving is not allowed to play Nets home games at Barclays because he has not been vaccinated. Fans were hoping that if he continued to refuse to get the shot, he could at least play when the team is on the road, but no more. He's on the bench. Wins News Time 109, we will take a look at the roads coming up, plus your AccuWeather warm forecast.
Everyone loves shopping online.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I tell my golf buddies when they buy clubs.
Oh shit, they're making a movie. Motherfucker. I don't know what the fuck you motherfuckers are doing. Who the fuck parks there? What kind of bullshit is that? Oh my, where the fuck are the cops? Where's the tow truck, man? this windshield though. From the inside. Encomiendas puerta a puerta. ¡Ey! Cobramos por tamaño. Yeah, I know Spanish. Better watch out. You know what, I'm gonna start reading all the Spanish words around here. Miles away, a group of women assaulted by a group of men. Wonder where that could be. Fuck is going on? They just put plastic on the whole entire field on the left. What did they make, a giant slip and slide? getting there. Bet you the exit's gonna be packed out though. Alright, we're going 15 and a 45. There we go, that's much better. Let me guess, you want to get in, right? Mr. White Ford. Maybe not. One thing I hate about this intersection is that people in this left lane right here are only supposed to turn into 3rd Avenue. But there's a fucking sign for it too. It says left lane must turn left at 3rd Avenue. But knowing these fucking fucks, they just keep going straight into this lane that I'm in, where this lane is going into the BQE. They just like to cut everyone. I fucking hate that shit. It's like, I get it, you're in a rush. Then leave earlier. How's that my problem? It's your fault. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee that Audi from Jersey is gonna go straight. Guarantee. Yep, he is. And so is this cab driver. No, maybe not. But that Audi is. Look at him. You see? Like, it just causes problems. Why the fuck do people do that shit? It makes it worse for literally everyone else. Just follow the fucking traffic fucking markers and laws and shit. It's not that hard. It's actually fucking retarded proof. You know how many stupid people are out driving right now? got 3 cars in the left lane right now. A Subaru, a Honda, and a Mitsubishi. Oh, and a BMW, another Accord, a Nissan. Yeah, guarantee you, they're gonna try to get in front of me. Yep. Oh, he's trying. He's trying so hard. And a Mercedes out of nowhere, am I right? Came out of nowhere. Tried to cut everyone's off. It's like a fucking battle when you're driving. Especially here in New York. You just gotta keep fighting to fucking not get fucked over. Don't get me started on these fucking cab drivers in the city. Holy shit. They drive out of control. They just stop when they want to stop. They just change lanes without signals or anything. They drive mad slow. It's crazy. There's absolutely no like road courtesy at all. Like this. Like the Accessory let the truck in, and then you got that Toyota just fucking pushing in. It's like, why? And then you got this asshole next to me that won't let me in, but now I'm gonna force my way in. It's like you gotta take what you deserve. You know what I mean? Like, if you deserve to be fucking ahead of that guy, then you better be ahead of that guy. Don't let him cut you. Don't let him in. It's your right of way. They're not allowed to go into your lane that you're in unless you let them. And a bird just shit on my fucking window. What the fuck? New windshield wipers, courtesy of Gus Auto. It's our sponsor for today. And Costas Repairs. Sun's coming up. To put on my cool shades. Keep saying the traffic is bad on Staten Island today. Guess we're gonna have to find out how bad. Oh, calm down, Mr. TL. You just fucking sped up a fucking cop's ass. You know, that's what I don't get. Why do cops, when they clearly and obviously see illegal shit, they just keep driving? it's right in front of their face. Do they like not want to deal with it? Like, if you're a cop, let me know. Pop a comment down below. Cab driver under the speed limit, amazing. Like I said, he driving that slow. There probably is a shit ton of traffic, because if you look on the left, on the opposite oncoming traffic, you don't see a lot of cars there. That means that they're just trickling in. Or I could be completely wrong. We'll see. Traffic patterns change all the time, but there's certain spots that are always the same time. And here's another thing. When there's a merging lane, I don't know why motherfuckers always go to the end and try to just squeeze in when there's plenty of opportunity in between that. Go all the way up to the guardrail. Cut break the white solid line, like over here. And just fucking go swoop in. I don't get that. Is the fucking the little white lines before that not good enough for you? You get a solid white line to cross. You're a badass, you're a rebel. Like Stewie from Mad TV back in the day. Look what I could do! shit. You old fuck. What are you doing? That's another thing. Once you hit a certain fucking age, they should pass a goddamn road test. Seriously. If you're getting that old and senile, you need to pass a fucking road test to see if you're even safe for everyone on the road. If you can't make a quick decision, fuck this guy. Old fuck. Back to my point. You gotta pass another road test. What? I would say 65, let's say 65, and then every 5 years you gotta take a road test, because your health declines extremely fast after like around that age, I'm guessing. So ain't a lot could happen in 5 years. So for an older person, an elderly person, every 5 years after a certain age, take a damn road test. An eye exam. Excuse me. Like in the road test, see if how often they're under the speed limit. What, like feel their reaction times to certain things. How they stop, how they turn. And just like do an assessment of, can they cause an accident? If they can, then they can't drive. Because cars are only getting faster, bigger, kids are getting more stupid. I mean, granted, when I was a kid and I just got my license, we were doing stupid shit too, but like not to an extent where it's jeopardizing people on the road. Maybe a little bit, but not to the extent that kids these days are doing. But anyway, I tried this little commentary with the radio. I don't know if I'm that good with it. If you liked it and want to see more, let me know. If not, then I don't know. Go fuck yourself. But I'm not big of a talker. I feel weird talking to myself or to the camera by myself. It's just weird and unnatural for me, I guess. Maybe because I'm not used to it. I don't know. I mean, I'll keep doing it. See how it goes. Maybe it gets better over time. But I can't really talk about the same shit for like 5 hours. You know, so let me know what you want to do. I'll keep doing it for now. You know, because every day's different. New topics pop up. A lot of assholes you'll see on the road. I'll even start doing a little edits, pointing out like the assholes out there, shit like that. I gotta go through 5-6 hours of recording, you know. Sometimes 2 and 3 and 4, whatever. Between 2 and 6 hours. Let's put it that way. And see how it goes. But anyway, I am working on an intro to the videos. I don't know when it's gonna be ready, but I'm just looking into it. I don't know if you guys want to see that. Also, please like and subscribe. I mean, it's no hassle to you. You'll probably get a notification that video pops up every fucking once a day. I'm not gonna bother you. Doesn't cost you money. Doesn't cost me money, because I don't even get paid from YouTube or anything like that. So yeah, like and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope I didn't bore you to fucking death. Probably did, but it's alright. If you're watching these videos, you probably are bored to death to begin with. And that's it. Till tomorrow. Peace.